Hello, everyone. It is time. I finally have my new computer.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I'm using a new mic. I don't know if I sound any different, but oh well.
Cheese, turkey, ham, roast beef, mayonnaise, lettuce.
All right,
That's my sandwich.
all right. Well, anyways, hello, everyone. Um, we are gonna be reading creepy pastas. You already know the deal.
Wait,
Um,
wait.
what?
I need to share
You need to
my
share what?
sandwich. I need to share
You
my sandwich
don't.
with them.
You don't need to do that. It's okay.
Everyone say ah, ah.
You don't. You don't need to do that.
Everyone go ah. That wants the sandwich. Like you're holding your mouth
No
out.
one
Like
wants the
ah.
sandwich. I'm telling you, nobody.
Here they go. All right, you ready? Airplane. Here comes the airplane. It's so good.
Okay. Also, I'm playing copyright-free music this time. Okay, I came prepared. I made a playlist before we did this. So, we looked at more of your stories
Yes,
and
and some newly submitted ones.
some newly submitted ones. We went back and got some old ones that we didn't read last stream as well.
Yeah, so if you submitted one before last stream and didn't hear it, you might hear it today.
Yeah, exactly. So, Said you're late for Halloween. I'm not late for Halloween. I'm just doing it after Halloween.
Yeah.
I knew
Because our
everyone was gonna
last
be
time we
busy
were
on
early.
Halloween. Yeah. All right. Shall we begin then?
Yeah.
Actually, fuck. Wait, where's the track? Oh, here it is. You guys,
Alright, first,
is this stream or the music volume okay? I hope it is. Yeah? Okay, cool. Alright. Ow, fuck.
first, I think we should do Where's Boombox?
God, why do you always want to start off with like a really bad one?
Okay, well listen, all the rest of them are really good. So let's start with this one.
Okay. Alright. Where is it? Okay, here it is. I'm yellow, right? And you're green?
Yes.
Okay. Our first story of the night, or the evening, I guess, is called Where's Boombox by Satoru Gojo. Let us begin.
I can't believe Gojo wrote this for us and submitted it himself.
I know, I'm honored. We've all been bored on Roblox before. Out of games, no new content, same of the old battlegrounds or story tropes. Whatever your reason is, you're likely asking, where are all the good Roblox games? If you ask me, I'd say fighting would be a pretty good choice. It may not be everyone's favorite, but it sure is mine. I've been a fan for a good while now. Around the Violets Are Roses festival, lucky for me, I chose roses. It was 6 p.m. on a Saturday evening, and I had nothing to do for the rest of the day, a scenario most people wish they could have. Not much in mind, I decided to play a few rounds of fighting. I was getting close to level 300, so I might as well grind out a few levels. Pro servers were deader than ever, so I took my chances for open servers.
I opened Roblox and went to fighting on the continue section of the page and pressed play. I idled on my phone for a bit and ordered a pizza as I waited for the game to load. God damn, it took that long. Soda, you have to code your game better. I never had the best
Okay.
PC, but I was used to it by this point. They recently added rocket jumping to the game too, so I was interested to see that. The menu music kicked in, and I put my phone down, ready to play the game. I clicked play in all caps, and it took me to the fighter selection, or so I thought. The screen was black. The screen was black for a few seconds, but I didn't mind it because of my potato PC and assumed it was just a loading issue. Until I could have sworn I saw something on my screen, barely visible text. Hello?
I was instantly taken aback. The fighter selection menu, for real this time. I didn't know if it was just dialogue misplacement or what, but I just shrugged it off as a glitch. Hopefully, it'll be fixed later. I went to choose skateboard, seeing as I mained him. Quickly noticed, however, that something was off. Skateboard's cheery face was now a worried expression. Searching the list of fighters, I discovered Boombox was missing from the menu. Just Medkit, Subspace, Vinestaff, and Coil. Everyone looked normal, cheerful how they usually did. Skateboard was the only concerned one. I assumed it was a glitch, but concerned, I chose him and spawned in.
This guy thinks everything's a fucking glitch.
Pippy glitch, Pippy glitch.
He doesn't know, he doesn't know fucking... What's the word that I'm looking
no
for
peanut
here?
gallery.
What the fuck?
Skateboard ... Well, that just happened. I selected him multiple times to see if he'd say anything else. If he had anything else to say, Skateboard was never the quiet type.
Skateboard ... question mark? Where's ... question mark? Hello? Interrobang? I was more intrigued about this than wanting to play the game now. I assumed he was talking about Boombox as he was missing from the menu, so I got on board and searched around Crossroads to see if Boombox was anywhere around here. I made 3 whole loops around the place, checking old buildings. His skins were gone too. Cooler, X-Grade, Rain, Astro, they were all gone. I even went to Zuka to see if he had anything to say about this, but he said the same old stuff.
I decided I'd just play the game anyway. Maybe it was just a server glitch, but there was a bunch of people out there playing Boombox. I went into a random open server and waited to load in. Surprisingly, very fast. The fighter selection popped up again, Boombox still being absent and Skateboard being worried as ever. I was frustrated at this, wondering if the developers decided to pull a secret lore-related ARG. Boombox mates would be outraged by this. I selected Skateboard again, realizing the code to the server was code XXXX. I never knew fighting had this many glitches. Oh, it does, buddy.
And another thing, nobody was on the server but me. Now, this would be pretty normal until you realize it's a weekend evening. A bunch of players would usually be on right now. Maybe it was because the code was X'd out that nobody could join. If so, then how did I? The match began with Valk and Dom's voting, except Valk and Dom weren't there. No music played, no dialogue, just the room. The screen didn't even explode like it was meant to. The 3 map choices still descended from the top of the screen, showing black boxes captioned question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, and question mark.
Alright.
This was getting dumb now. First, I can't choose Boombox, then Dom and Valk are missing, and now the maps are removed. It was likely just a glitch, and it was annoying nonetheless. I randomly chose the middle map and waited for the game to start.
Yeah, this game is really glitchy. Soda, fix your game. What is this? Hey, man, I did not program. I have nothing to do with this, okay?
No, Soda's the one that programs.
I don't program the game.
Yeah, Bog Times guy, write down in your tweet that Soda programs the game.
I don't, okay. The introduction to a 6-6 match began. I couldn't explain how excited I was, even if I was alone. Maybe I could get the money all to myself if it's Conquer. I couldn't tell what map I was playing on because of how dark it was, but it seemed to be Crossroads? It was an Annihilator Conquer, not even Escort. Hide and Seek. A new mode? Since when? And how is this even a mode? Are you just meant to find the other team? Though, that wasn't the weirdest part. Below the title, where it would usually describe the mode, it was a picture.
A picture of Jeff the Killer. His two wide eyes met mine. That iconic grin felt sharp and twisted. The screen... Hold on. Oh, wait, I need a drink. The screen faded out after
Secret
that.
Fighter.
Jumping skateboard in the middle of crossroads. It didn't do the typical spawn animation, nor did skateboard say anything. A flash was in front of me, which I was surprisingly able to pick up. I replaced the ability to go on the board, though. Zuka was completely absent from the map. So was his truck. There was no HUD, no timer, no move squares. It felt eerily, to say the least. Is that a word? All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Eerily?
Probably.
Well, I remembered the name of the mode and wondered what I had to do. Was I hiding? Or was I seeking?
I aimlessly walked around crossroads, entering buildings, climbing the massive tower in the middle, wondering just what the hell I had to do. As a last-ditch effort to do anything, I went to the 4 bridges to see if anything was there. Blackrock? No. Playground? No. Thieves' End? No. Lost Temple? Something was there. I walked down the road leading to Lost Temple, spirits absolutely down in the gutters. I expected another dead end, but suddenly, I couldn't move. Skateboard, ... question mark.
Skateboard had dialogue, similar to how it'd be when you joined Crossroads or started a match. He ran forward to something. I couldn't tell what it was until I looked properly. A shadowed figure, completely still, not moving an inch. Skateboard got closer. Skateboard. Yo, Interrobang, is that you, Boombox Interrobang? The figure's head perked upwards, slowly turning around, revealing itself to be Boombox? Boombox. ... Skateboard. Dude, where have you been? Interrobang. Boombox. ... Skateboard. Huh? Boombox. You shouldn't be here, Skateboard.
Is that your boombox voice? Is that your boombox voice?
Yeah, that's my bit.
Okay, continue.
Skateboard, what are you saying? Boombox stood closer. I managed to get a proper look at him now. It was Boombox, without a doubt, but he looked wrong. He was covered in hyper-realistic blood from body to toe. He had a grin that was so hyper-realistic, it looked like a real set of teeth. Hyper-realistic blood dripping from it.
This wasn't Boombox. Boombox, you're fast, right? Well, here's a recommendation. Boombox, run! As he said that, a cutscene played. Boombox took out his boombox, which was covered in hyper-realistic blood, and began doing his finisher. I expected to hear raining tacos, but what I heard was even worse. It was funk music. Loud, obnoxious, Brazilian funk. It continued even after he hit the floor. He looked up at the screen with a twisted mask, displaying a funk troll face tinted green, with the black horns and a green halo between them. Funk box. This is freaking tough, blood.
I wasted no time running away from whatever that thing was. I refused to look back at it as it maniacally cackled over the sounds of loud Brazilian funk music. I ran wherever I could. What?
Not funk. It's funk.
Funk.
There you go.
Is it funk? That's so stupid. Funk. Funk. Oh, what the fuck?
What you say about funk, boy?
It was freaking tough, blood.
Okay, continue.
I ran wherever I could, even harder without being able to go on board. I ran and ran until I hid inside Slingshot Cafe where Coca-Graph was. I didn't dare move, not for 2 minutes, 24 seconds. That's oddly specific. I had no idea if it was gone or not, or if I even could survive this. Music kept playing loudly. I tried to leave the game wanting to quit it, wondering why they would even put this in the game. I pressed escape, but the Roblox menu didn't appear. I was trapped. The X in the corner of the window didn't work either. With a deep breath, I left the closet. Skateboard was shaking at this point, just as scared as I was, I reckon. Oh fuck! I didn't highlight
Bro.
this shit. Wait, hold on. Here you go.
Okay, thanks.
That's your part. I carefully exited Slingshot's cafe, knowing I wouldn't be able to get out of here unless I found a way out. I made my way back to the center.
Funk box. Funk box. Yeah. Funk box. Yeah. I keep saying funk bonk.
Could someone make a soundbite of Soda going like balang?
What?
When you fucked up the pronunciation, you went like
Funk.
balang.
Funk box. Funk box. Funk box.
Funk box.
Found you. I couldn't react in time as funk box. Fuck there. Sorry, I can't say it.
Is it
Instantly
fly?
charged at me at speeds beyond comprehension and grabbed me. A loud ear-piercing scream ran through my headphones as the game kicked me. I threw my headset down on the floor out of instinct, clutching my ears, reading the kick message. You never had a chance. I moved my mouse to the leave button, taking me back to Roblox's homepage. I leaned back in my chair, confused more than anything. Just what the hell was that? A poor attempt at a joke? What even is Bonk Box? What was up with the troll face mask?
I checked Baguio to see if anyone saw this too, but it was just simple discussions. Nobody was in an outrage. Was I just the first unlucky person to experience this? What a joke. At that moment, my doorbell rang. It was probably the pizza I ordered earlier. I completely forgot about it. I ran downstairs and opened the front door expecting my order. Jeff the Killer, go to sleep!
There's an image of Jeff
And
the
it's a
Killer,
picture
by
of
the
Jeff
way,
the Killer.
in the talk.
That's it.
Alright, fellas, how we feeling on the scary meter from like 1 to 10? What do we rate that story? Like 1 being least scary and 10 being like, oh my god, I'm not going to bed. 10?
10?
Negative 10. 10, 10, 100 out of 10. 10 at 10,000? 11.
Next year for April Fools, you have to add Jeff the Killer and
I'm
Funkbox.
not adding Jeff the Killer.
New Jeff the Killer game mode. Jeff the Killer runs around and he kills at people.
Bonk box out of 10. Thank you, chat. Yeah, that was scary. Like as soon as I read the words Fonk box, I was just quivering in my fucking pants.
Yeah.
All right. On to the next
Alright.
story.
Next, let's do. We could do maybe like.
Bitch, choose one.
Don't rush me. Let's do Feral.
Barrel. Okay.
This one's short.
Okay. Oh, this one's about Venom Shank. Okay. Feral. Absolutely feral. Venom Shake snarled, a lime green glowing liquid running down his chin. Out of his mouth, he stared at the demon below him, who has their mouth covered by his claw. The demon stared up at him, terrified as the liquid fell onto their face. Venom Shake bit down, tearing the skin at their neck aggressively. Crimson stained his claws and mouth, causing a graphic sight. Venomshank removed his mouth from the demon's neck as they stopped moving, lying lifelessly on the ground. The blood flowing from the demon slowly turned the same green color that was dripping from the deity's mouth. Venomshank wiped his mouth, slowly standing up. His breathing was heavy. He flexed his claws for a moment before flaring his crow-like wings. Oh, that's not canon accurate. And launching himself into the sky.
Over the past few days, reports of a missing demon circled Crossroads, causing panic for everybody. The corpse had deteriorated, leaving behind some rotting flesh and that same green liquid eating away at his skin. Everybody was in a frenzy. I know that.
Wow, it's almost like we're reading a fighting creepypasta. You gonna continue?
I just
What?
I glanced over at the mod actions and it says Peter was added as a permitted term.
Wait, what? Peter?
Yeah.
Okay, man. Continue.
Everybody was in a frenzy, keeping safe and not going out much, which was unlike them. Usually, people would be indifferent to finding a dead demon since it was common in the middle and lower layer of Crossroads. But I guess this was different. The young sword turned off the TV, his small wings fluttering slightly. He frowned his eyebrows.
Not canon accurate, not canon accurate, not canon accurate.
Hey, father.
Sword turned called out to his dad, who was home for once.
What's up with the demon on the TV? What happened to them?
Venomshank turned the
fuck
corner,
do you read
wearing his
sword
mask
like
with
he's fucking
Syphilis on his
Stitch?
shoulder. Who is Syphilis? Venomshank has Sisyphus on his shoulder.
Syphilis?
The crow? What crow? Does he have a crow named Sisyphus?
Yes, Venomshank has a crow. His name is Sisyphus.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry I'm not caught up on the fucking lore.
No, just the way you fucking said the name.
Who's Syphilis?
Who's Syphilis? Hey, no spamming in chat. Don't make me time you out. Okay, continue.
Okay, Venomshank turned the corner wearing his mask with Sisyphus on his shoulder. What demon child? He asked, petting Sisyphus gently.
Sorry. Never mind. Sword sighed, getting up from the couch. He was confused, maybe even scared. He'd never seen a sight more gruesome, even if it was just on TV. Venomshank watched as his son left the living room, raising an eyebrow under the mask. He was confused about why Sword had acted like that. But said nothing about it. He looked back at the TV, still petting Sisyphus, before returning on his heel, back outside. Another day in Crossroads, another feeding, another minion. Venomshank followed a different demon around, stepping in and out of the dark shadows of the night. His mask was off and he was ready to bite down, to feel the blood between his fingers, to hear the tearing of flesh.
He continued to stalk the demon, waiting for a time to strike.
You
And
think,
there it
You think,
was.
wait, okay, pause. You think
What?
Venomshank
What?
knows a lot about people?
Oh, dude, of course. Bro,
You
if
think he
there
knows a
was
lot
a
about
guy to know a lot about people, it would be Venomshank. I mean, like, could he even do this stuff if he didn't know a lot about people?
That's true. He must know so much. He must know so much about
He
people.
knows a lot about people. And you know what? Some say
Go to purify.
some say that he has this power. This power. But it only activates when people named Peter are killed.
Oh shit. Alright, continue.
And there it was. The demon turned a corner, taking a call. Venom Shank followed the demon into the alleyway to strike. He crept up to the demon before grabbing their left horn and tugging on it, lifting them into the air. The demon yelped, struggling, dropping their phone. The faint sound of the person asking if they were there filled the air, along with yelling and heavy breathing. And there, Venom Shank's fist plunged into their chest, watching the body fall limp. He bit down on the shoulder, and there it was, the same green liquid. And he took off the same way as he did before. Another news report, then another, and another. The reports kept racking up, and all the bodies were found the same way, deteriorating, with the green liquid coming out of it.
Dude, they got fucking Nickelodeon slimed. Holy, this is terrifying. Venom Shank silently watched the TV. Sword was at his friend's house, so he was home alone tonight. Well, save for Sisyphus. He breathed heavily in his mask, admiring his work. New additions to his ever-growing army, and he needed more. Way, way more. More and more and more. Report after report, death after death, undead after undead. And he was still unfulfilled.
Oh, wait,
Sword
why
opened-
does Venom Shank just, like, have an apartment?
I don't...
Like, isn't he,
Did
like,
they
a god?
Did they even say he was living in an apartment?
Okay, it says that he's home alone,
Okay,
but
well, we don't
Sword's
know
at
where
his
he lives.
friend's house. Alright, but they have, like, a TV. No, wait, I can
Yeah.
prove this. Hold on, I can prove this. I can prove
Maybe
this.
he's in a castle. You don't know this.
Okay, you know what? Maybe. You can be right.
Alright. Sword opened the door to the house, entering it quietly. He looked around. Dad, I'm home. Sword called out, waiting for his father by the door. After he didn't get a response, he grew worried. Dad? Where are you? He called out again, walking around the dimly lit house, waiting for Venom Shank to say hello.
But there was no answer. He continued walking around until he felt a hand on his shoulder.
Oh, hello, Father.
Sword started before he felt something dig into his shoulder. Sword spluttered. His head spluttered? What spluttered?
Just continue reading, bro.
No, I need to look up the
Oh
definition
my
of
god,
spluttered.
bro.
Spluttered. Splutter. Make a series of short explosive spitting or choking sounds. Okay. Well, now we know. See, that was necessary. His head whipping around to see his father, teeth sunk into his shoulder. Sword yelled in protest as he saw the familiar green liquid he saw on the TV coming out of his shoulder. The boy's eyes felt heavy all of a sudden. Venom Shake slowly released Sword, letting the now lit body fall to the floor. The last piece to the army.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
And that's it for Pharaoh.
What
Alright,
do you
guys.
think?
How much on the scary meter do we rate that as? Venom Shank corrupts his own son. He didn't take his rabies shot. He isn't a law-abiding citizen. Get him. Yummy out of 10. 7. Very scary. At least a 1. 8. 3 out of 10. Why would he do that?
Is he stupid?
Sad out of 10. No, because he wants to grow his army. You guys clearly didn't read the same story.
Yeah.
Alright. Next one. Da-da-da-da.
Alright. Let's read. Let's do a
Can we
Halloween
do-
story.
Wait, no. Can we do Attack of the Skateboard Mains?
Oh, oh my god. Alright. We'll do attack of the skateboard mains, open parentheses, scary, close parentheses, open parentheses, cops called, close parentheses, open parentheses, 3 a.m. challenge, close parentheses, open parentheses, emotional, close parentheses, open parentheses, free bucks, close parentheses.
That sounds like a great story if I've ever heard one. Alright. Okay, chat, you might want to sit down for this one. It might be fire.
Yeah, this
All
one. Let's just say. let's just. It's been a few months since the invasion of the skateboard memes. I've doubted this bunker with Subspace Broker and Boombox. That's a fun group. Not sure where the others are. No, I know for a fact that the swords probably all left.
Okay, I'm sorry to pause. Fucking Subspace, Broker, and Boombox.
Dude, what will happen if you leave Subspace Broker and Boombox alone in a room?
At least 2 people are dying here.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Alright. Not sure where the others are, though I know for a fact that the swords probably all left. And took a few fighters with them. Sword and Banhammer, most likely. The Flipside duo might have tagged along as well. For all I care, they've decided to leave us to die, except Firebrand, who tries to supply us with a good load of supplies every now and again. Other than that, we're on our own.
Subspace was back to being annoying, and I could hear Boombox blasting the most disgusting songs from 2 rooms away. Broker was who knows where. Wait, what is this in the... Who's talking? Like, what is the perspective?
This is like this is the main character.
Who's the main character?
I don't
do
know.
we know who? Okay. Okay, whatever. I could hear Boombox blasting the most disgusting songs from 2 rooms away. Broker was who knows where. The sounds of tricks and loud, annoying banter could be heard from above. The click of wheels touching down onto the concrete, buzzing in irritating ambience. Sometimes a biograph could be heard, blinking towards the nearest voice, in which case Subspace would cheer obnoxiously until metal shattered on the concrete, and he would pout for the next hour.
All was the same that day, until a chip shattered from the heavy metal door that protected us from the outside, and the wheel got stuck in the crack.
Broker's
hey-
off to know more about people.
Hey guys! Wait, what did you say?
I was reading chat. Someone said Broker's off to know more about people.
Bro, he's expanding his knowledge of people.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I found something.
A coy voice sounded from above. Broker materialized out of thin air, turning towards me and mouthing, "We're so cooked. LOL." I loaded my gun. My aim had been kept in check with a small
Gun?
stain on the wall as a victim. Okay, so it's either medkit, hyper laser. I think those are the
Scythe?
only 2 people that use
Could be
scythe. Scythe. It could be scythe. It says aim with a small stain, so I don't think it's scythe because she has like a machine gun, you know.
Oh, maybe it is medkit. It literally says so in the next line.
Oh. My aim had been kept in check with a small stain on the wall as a victim, though by now it was less of a stain and more of a hole. I grabbed my gear from the table, a med kit, and waited for the inevitable.
More curious voices were heard. Light steps battering the roof. Whoa, what the Sigma? I'm gonna step on the crack. I want my mama dead. Why does one of them just say, Sodakettle, I'm in your walls? Author? Okay. I bet there's Crossroads update release date in there. I eternally panicked. Were they on mobile? PC? Both? I had little time to fret over what could happen. The skateboards used the power of friendship to open the hatch, and soon they were peering in.
Alright, wait, I can do this pretty accurately. I want to assume that these are the skateboard
Yeah,
Mains.
there's like a skateboard army, I assume. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Why are we reading YN? It's not YN. It's fucking medkit. Pay attention, okay, chat?
Yeah, goddamn, fucking, it's not fanfics, it's creepypasta. There's a difference.
There's a difference. There's a difference.
All right.
Yo, there's people. They're kind of ugly, not gonna lie. Here in skateboard civilization, nobody kickflips for the beef. You guys, is
Please
how
stop.
do
stop this.
you play skateboard mobile? I'm in disconnects.
Subspace walked in the room, eye growing wide with concern. Boombox, having sensed the tension from 2 rooms away, started playing the ultimate strategy. Broker was brokering.
Okay, he knows a lot about people.
That just had nothing to do with the sentence.
I know, I'm just saying. I raised my gun nervously. Subspace prepared his trip mines. The skateboards just grinned giddily, a few dropping down and ushering us out, except Boombox, who was still playing boss music. Okay. There was only one thing to do. We had to fight.
Dude, why is Boombox like the most useless motherfucker here?
Yeah, actually.
It was us against the world. We had all of our ults charged, all had our gears ready, all had an urge to compete, and so we did. The skateboard mates dashed off, gaining speed unnervingly fast as they did tricks off of the slightest edges, or saved their speed midair with a cue. The one directly in front of us, however, was different. Bloodshot eyes, 1,300 hours on fighting, sweaty. Watch this trick! The skateboard mate proceeded to do, 15,846 kickflips on a hydrogen atom. Alarmed, Subspace used his ult, sending a void above the skateboard that tore the very sky in two. But the skateboard was just too fast. So fast that he was traveling faster than the noxious void could even dream of pulling in. There's no way they were making it out of this in one piece.
One Piece reference, Broker exclaimed. What the hell, Broker? I'm monologuing. I huffed in irritation. By now, a line of sweaty skates had lined up, each threatening their ult to stun and shatter the entire group. A few were still riding around, gaining speed to prepare to chip away at the entire team. This is really scary, by the way. Are you scared? Are you? You should be! Attack! The bloodshot skate yelled, ulting. Everyone else followed. Stun, 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 stun. The chippers didn't even need to interfere before everyone crumpled within seconds. Except Broker, because he knew a lot about people and didn't want to die, and he deserves whatever he wants.
Yeah, I agree with this sentiment.
I thought it was over, that we would be sent to the void and never see anything again. The skateboards had already beaten down every respawn pad anyway. There was no way out of this, or so I thought.
Rise and approach things differently. It was Ghostwalker. I felt the energy seep back into my muscles. We're here. Did you miss us? Just in time, ain't we? Darkheart. He gave everyone vulnerable strength, speed boost. Another speed boost, strength debuff. Swapped everyone's position twice, gave us jump boost. Strength boost, set the HP value to 31 and set the HP value to 200. What the hell, Darkheart?
Moral of the
Venom Shank
story,
was here
remove
too.
fucking Darkheart from the game.
So Venom Shank was here too. He raised a bunch of zombies, outnumbering the skateboards. As my eyes opened again, I could see Firebrand trying to wrestle Windforce's weapon away from her, while Ice Dagger watched on in concern. He just decided to ignore them after a second, raining chunks of hail to damage and slow the skates. I forgot Ice Dagger existed, but the slow helped a lot as the skateboard main speed was greatly injured. Illumina was sitting high, yelling at the skateboard mains like they had just ended the world, hurting them emotionally and making them cry sweaty tears.
Immediately, Venom Shank commanded his zombies to attack. Darkheart was crashing out, throwing up debuffs and buffs and teleports. Ice Dagger was working to slow down the assailants, who were trying to dodge, but slowly getting worn down. Firebrand was keeping Banhammer's rabid mom at bay, while me and the others recovered. Darkheart was choking by now, and sunk to the shadow realm. of Shank having seen his brother crash out and die when feral and had a seizure on the ground.
What?
Yo, wait, he went feral. That's a reference. That's a reference.
Oh shit, that's a reference.
Ice Stagger had decided that the odds were getting risky and left, while Lumina was too busy yelling to realize everyone was selling. Bro, bars. Actual fucking bars.
What
stood
the
up
fuck is happening?
I don't know. I'm like, this. I don't even feel like there's like a coherent story. I'm just fucking reading shit.
Yeah, you're just we're
Like
just reading
that's
words
what
at
this
point.
feels like. Yeah, we're just reading words. I stood up, as did Subspace. Broker was vibing. Most of the skateboard mains had been taken out by now, all but one. The sweaty skate. He was livid.
Uh-oh.
Me and Subspace had always hated each other since the fight, but now we would either tear each other apart or take this threat down as a team.
The skateboard did 19,678 bajillion flips on a subatomic particle, going so fast that he fused with the air and melted into a six-limbed monster on a light speed board. Subspace threw a few trip mines onto the ground, dealing a bit of poison damage, while I tried my best to shoot it a few times, but it was hardly any use. The skateboard dashed through us 13 times in 1/345th of a second, doing a great deal of chip before queuing with such force it sent us backwards. We were nearly dead. The skateboard was at half. We were cooked. You guys are so bad at this game, LMAO. I looked over, Broker was standing there, but something was different. As the skateboard prepared the ult, something intercepted it, melting the skateboard into a pile of sweaty tryhard. Broker had a ray of pure goober energy at the skateboard. He had been charging it all along. We had all won, thanks to Broker.
Oh, cool. Alright, awesome.
If that ends the attack of the
goober
skateboard,
energy.
It's
Yeah,
pure goober
yeah.
energy saves the day.
Goober energy?
Yeah, goober.
Dude, I find it so funny, like watching and like seeing people write about Broker and like people like they have no idea what his fucking gear is. So it's like, oh, he pulls out his
No,
fireball.
it's okay though, cause he.
like both me and you know what it is, so it's like extra funny.
No, it's okay though, cause you know.
He knows a lot about people.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. All right, how we feeling about Attack of the Skateboard?
Yeah. 1 through 10. What are thinking
How are we feeling?
of this? 0 good ending.
Holy peak, chills, literal chills out of 10. Sweaty out of 10, 10 out of 10. It was so fire, 0 out of 10, but hilariously bad. Peak out of 10? 1,000 out of 10. Almost got Broker gear reveal. No, you did not.
No.
0
No,
out
you
of
did
10.
not.
As a skate main, they should have won. Alright.
Alright. Let's fucking
Next
delete this
story.
shit. Alright, let's do... What's this one again? Oh, let's Alright, let's do, but, are we but waiting for the silent end? And I think
Alright.
that's the person's actual fucking name, so I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
Like, when you submit to these kind of things, don't use, like, your school email.
Alright. It is time to begin the next story.
Yes. Alright. Oh my god, I clapped so loud that hurt my ear. Alright.
It didn't even pick up on the mic, so good job.
Yeah, because that's how powerful my clap was. It actually it went past the threshold of the mic.
Alright.
Alright. Had he always been running? He supposed he had. Chased from the jaws of one monster to the other. never quite able to remove that sense of disquieting paranoia that swirled in the pit of his belly at any moment of the day. The one that robbed his nights of rest, that took from him the formation of any truly meaningful relationship beyond the ones he already had. In short, Medkit was, oh god, it's another fucking Medkit. I'm gonna.
You're the one that picked these.
Whatever. Medkit was alone, so painfully alone. It was another late night when he saw it. He was curled in some diner whose name is of little importance and little necessity. I don't think they're using that word right, but he stared quietly into his own ghostly reflection in the black glass. The gaunt cheeks and dead, comma, clouded eye that betrayed
Comma.
does that mean? The fucking like the gaunt cheeks and dead, comma. What the fuck does that
It might have been a
mean?
typo. It might have been a typo.
Comma, clouded eye that portrayed little of what turmoil still boiled inside him.
His thin fingers traced the edge of his coffee cup, letting the warmth creep into the bitter chill that seized his being. As he turned his head ever so slightly to watch the curling wisps of steam as they twisted and danced, ever so delicate in their movements, before they faded away into nothing again. He took a sip, letting the warm, bitter taste sit in his mouth before he swallowed, feeling the spiders of heat settling in his gut and give him some feeling other than numbness there. He turned to look back into the street again and started when he saw something standing underneath one of the street lamps. His hand reached by reflex to where his revolver was tucked into the breast pocket inside his jacket, but he let his fingers trail away to rest on his lapel when he saw it was just another demon.
A demon that was unnaturally tall and seemed just as ghost-like as Medkit's own reflection. They were dressed entirely in soft grays and silvers, which seemed to faintly glow in the bright street light. Slacks, a cardigan, a neat white shirt. They must have been old, with a drawn, thoughtful face crowned by two silver-colored horns, one of which was snapped where it twisted skywards. Then Medkit noticed they had no mouth, or even eyes. Maybe it was just the way the shadows cast to make it seem so as they had no eyes, but they definitely had no mouth. And eyes or no. And eyes or no. They were staring right at Medkit with a soft, unbreaking certainty that set the fine hairs on the back of his
Oh,
neck
not
on
canon
end.
accurate, and this is not canon accurate. Good job.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't
Good
have
job,
hair. You're right.
author. Good job.
Good job. Wow, you fucked it up. Wow, you fucked it up. It's over.
Not the tall, beastly creature, the fact that Medkit has hair.
Who was this? Some bizarre bounty hunter come to take him in?
He sure hoped not. He quickly finished his coffee, slipped the appropriate payment and tip onto the table, and stood up, picking up his briefcase as he went. He carefully slid a cigarette from his pocket as he left, jamming it between his teeth, before lighting it with a battered old lighter gifted to him by Scythe. Not that she cared about him anyway, of course. The demon was still there, still standing under the streetlight, watching Medkit, their heads slowly moving to watch him go. Then Medkit blinked, and he was gone, though he could still feel their gaze on him, somewhere. Medkit shivered and continued home, hoping this was some delusion of his tired, paranoid mind.
He saw them again, same place, same time. This time, he was with someone, the broker, who chattered on and made vague but potent threats as he spun his complex web of deals and thoughts. Medkit paid little attention, as he always did in these kinds of meetings, and stared out the window again. The same reflection shimmered in the glass, the same cup of coffee sat in his hands, and the same man stared back at him from over the street, in that circle of light. Medkit shocked. Not that's not what that says at all. Medkit locked eyes with them, or believed he did, and stared back. It was like nothing but that figure was there, waiting, watching, not speaking or moving, heck, not even breathing. Just existing and waiting for something, something Medkit did not know. And maybe even they did not.
Meds, hey Meds! Medkit drew his attention away from the figure, fixing his attention back on the broker who was staring at him expectantly. You know it's rude not to pay attention to someone when being spoken to, he said with a mock simper. I know, Medkit said, staring down at his cup, at the dark liquid inside, and the small oaken bubbles that clung to the white porcelain of the container it was placed in. What has you so interested out there anyway? The broker said, picking his teeth with one finger and glancing out the window. Medkit weighed up his options for a moment. Did he speak the truth or brush it off like it was nothing? From experience, the latter got you nowhere.
That demon, he began. Oh, wait, that's broken.
That demon.
He began as he looked out the window
That's
again,
not broker.
stopping. Oh, yo, you're right. Okay. Well, it just said he began, and I thought the narration was in Medkit's perspective. I
Okay,
thought,
just fucking read the line.
I hate you. They were gone.
What demon? The broker said. No one out there last I checked.
I swear, Medkit breathed before shaking his head.
Better watch it, Meds.
The broker said, with that same perfect smile that never reached his eye.
You might be losing it. Shame for you to go that way. You have been fun.
Medkit scoffed and took a sip from his coffee. Once as happenstance, twice as coincidence, three times as enemy action. They were there again.
Same as always, watching him through the black glass, their motionless face shadowed by the street lamp, so it looked as if they may have no eyes, or maybe it was just the light, hard to tell. Medkit stared back, and now he felt something other than unpleasant disquiet. Contempt. It was a feeling he knew well, one that coiled in his chest and boiled his blood, dripping its burning venom into his gut and clouded his vision with indignant rage. Who was this demon? What did they want? Why in the inferno were they still here, now?
He sipped his coffee slowly, not caring for the burn of it as it slipped down his throat, threatening to peel the skin from the roof of his mouth and scald the back of his throat. He formulated carefully what he wanted to say to this demon, running through every possible route of questioning, until the last drop of coffee slipped down his throat. Then he dropped his payment on the table, stood up, and headed out into the bitter night air. The journey across the street seemed to take forever, despite his brisk pace, his shoes clicking audibly on the back tarmac as he got closer and closer to that pool of light. The demon watching him the entire way, like the world had gotten so much larger, or him so much smaller. Was there a vague surprise in this demon's expression, or was it just the light casting shadows on their brows?
Soon, Medkit got close enough that he was comfortable to start speaking, and came to a halt. He opened his mouth, ready to demand more about who this demon was, what they wanted, but the words died in his throat as he felt a chill creep through his entire being. The world seemed to fall away, as if there was nothing but him, the demon, and the street lamp. The demon stood well above Medkit's height, their face tipped so now it was entirely in shadow, as it slid a leather-bound book of secrets that it had always carried, never not carried. Spindly, bony fingers flipped through yellow pages, and a soft, vibrating sound filled the air. It took Medkit a moment to realize that the demon was humming. So strange and alien was the sound, interspersed with the sound of flickering paper. The moment dragged on at a crawl. Makett's feet glued to the pavement, his breath frozen in his chest, and his eyes staring up at the figure in mute horror. His heart beat furiously in his chest, and everything told him to run, to apologize, say he must have had the wrong person, but he could not. He could not move, could not conjure the hollow words to stiff throat and slumbering tongue that now sat in slightly ajar mouth.
Finally, the demon came to the page it wanted, making a soft intonation. Intonation? How do you say that word? Wait, I'm looking it up.
Intonation.
Intonation. With a soft intonation of recognition. The fuck that means. Turning the book towards Medkit so that he may read it, and placing a pale finger on one of the lines. Medkit did not want to look. He didn't want to see what the creature had for him, but that infinitely curious and infinitely stupid part of him turned to look down regardless. Is he stupid? Could he not have to turn his head down to read his own fate stamped clearly out in cold, unfeeling black on yellow parchment like it had always been? Like it was always supposed to be? Was there ever any other option? His name, a date, a place, a cause. And as soon as he beheld that fragment of unchangeable, inscrutable truth, the word, is that what it says? Inscrutable?
Inscrutable, yeah.
Inscrutable. That is wow. Oh, wow. Everyone leave the stream. The stream's over. Inscrutable. Wow, that's such a good word.
This author like pulled up fucking like dictionary.com.
Yeah, this guy has like whoever was fucking reading this, they had like a fucking like a thesaurus next to them. Like, all right. It's like fucking flipping pages. Like, all right, fuck. What do we got? Inscrutable. Ah, that's a good word. The world seemed to flood back to him. The demon was gone, and he was standing at the side of the desert road he always went to because of the diner whose name is a full importance. This diner really is not fucking important.
Yeah, it's not fucking important. You know what? Fuck this guy. I'm more interested in Medkit. He knew, standing there, his stomach full of something cold and knotted, that whatever he did, he could not avoid his fate.
His stomach's full of ice.
What?
His stomach full of something cold and knotted. He's eating ice cubes.
Why is there always fucking something in his stomach, bro? First it was like goddamn spiders, and I don't even remember. It always been written in that book, always marked down, always noted amongst hundreds of others. He couldn't change it. Maybe he'd forget about this moment, carried along in the stress and turmoil of life. But on nights like these, in places like this, he'd see the demon with no mouth and maybe no eyes, and be reminded that in the end, the only thing he could never outrun was death. Oh, it was Ghostwalker. Oh. Scary.
Well, Megan is drinking coffee in this story, so I'm glad he got over that ranch thing.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, good for him,
But,
man.
I mean, now he's gonna die. So...
Yeah, that's true.
Just like Ghostwalker shows up, he's like, "Hey, this is when you're gonna fucking die." Like, chill. He was just fucking drinking coffee. Like,
you know
chill.
that fucking picture of like the army guy, like the 1,000-yard stare.
Oh yeah.
That was him. That was Medkit. Like Ghostwalker's like, yo, you're gonna get hit by a bus in a week.
I like this one. Like, this one was cool.
Yeah, that was a good one.
How are we feeling? How are we feeling about are we but waiting for the silent end? Let me drink some water. This was actually peak. Soda, is this canon or not? I need to know if I need to skin the author alive.
This is not canon.
Why would any of these be canon?
You guys wrote these. Oh yeah, guys. Yo, if you write these, then the developers are gonna make it canon.
9 out of 10, too many words for us.
Yeah, fucking like I'm not gonna be dead ass with you guys. All right, I did not understand like half of those words.
All right. Next story.
Okay. Let's do.
But is the ranch addiction one canon? That one seemed realistic. No.
Yeah, sure.
You're not even a fucking developer. You're not even a developer for the game.
Yeah, I know. Doesn't mean I can't have an opinion.
Okay, but your opinion is like just wrong.
No,
Like,
no opinions.
No, it is.
Be wrong.
What did the guy write? It is of little necessity. Your opinion is of little necessity and of no importance.
Wow, that's really wow. You're making me really invalidated right now.
Yeah, good. Fuck you.
Wow, guys, what I want you to do now, you all have Twitter.
Oh wait,
you
why
need
did
to go on a
my
mission.
playlist
You need to clip this and you need to post it and you need to do with the
No one's
hashtag
doing that.
cancel soda and then do another hashtag and say justice for cacti plant.
All right. Next story.
Yeah, we should do a Halloween story.
A Halloween story. Okay.
Not particularly a creepypasta.
All right.
Dude, the opening to this is like the major thing. I'm gonna read it like that.
Okay, sure.
In a lonely wood, Darkheart sits at his room, doing some ritual or something, but this ritual was not ordinary, as it was more potent than others. The spell seemingly failed! So Darkheart went to his bed with his broken plush from http://www.makeship.com/product/the broker. I love the broker plush. Buy it now. Oh, it's okay.
Thank you, Darkheart. Anyway, back at Playground, Sling, Skate, Boombox, My Beloved, Sword, and Rocket were trick-or-treating. They were dressed up as references like Sword being V1, Skate being Tony Hawk, Sling being Cozy Shot because they were cold, Boombox being a pumpkin DJ, and Rocket being a pirate, so last festival. They were quite popular since, they're beloved by all of Crossroads because, they're the fighting alpha misspelled guys. While walking down the street, they had met a strange man standing in the woods. A very tall dude wielding a huge blunt weapon. Who is that?
Very tall dude.
Sling. How the fuck am I supposed to know? that is so out of character for Sword. The man approached
What am I supposed to know?
The man approached closer, covered by the silhouette of the trees, 1 foot after the other, until the man stopped. Then, for some reason, he straight up leaps into the air and crashes down, and nearly misses Rocket. It's Ban. Coil just manages to pop out of nowhere, for convenience of plot, of course. Lou just says, "What? Huh? You ruined it." What is happening?
As they ventured from door to door, getting no candy in the progress, but stupid stupid candy corn.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
this author has good opinions. Thank fuck.
No, candy corn is fucking awesome.
Thank fucking God.
Whoa. Okay, I want all you guys to know watching this right now. I have like
candy
a
corn
Ziploc bag
sucks. Like,
full of
objectively, it
candy
just fucking
corn.
sucks.
No, it doesn't. Okay, so I want to ask you a question. I need you to answer me honestly. Okay, do you understand?
La 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 la
You
la la la
understand?
la la la
I need to ask you a question. You need to answer honestly.
la 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 la.
You need to answer the question honestly. Okay? Do you understand?
I hate candy corn.
Soda? Soda,
What?
do you like cupcakes?
Yeah.
Okay, are you like one of those people that gets the cupcake and they like lick the icing off of it and they're like a da, 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 da?
No, I just eat the whole cupcake.
Okay,
Like
but
a
do you
normal
like the
person.
icing? Do you like the icing?
It depends.
Okay, do you like vanilla icing? Like the vanilla icing?
Vanilla icing is kind of boring.
But you're like indifferent about it. Like it's not bad.
It depends. It can be bad.
Alright, whatever, never mind.
I see this is not proving your point, like, whatsoever.
Okay, then I'll just go to the 151 people over here. All right. Do you guys like icing? You guys
Bro,
like icing?
fucking read the story.
Yes. I
Oh
hate.
my
I
God.
what? No. Wait. Yes. Okay. Candy corn is just icing.
It's not just icing.
Yes, it is. It's literally
I
just
don't
sugar.
believe
It's
that.
just icing. It is. Candy corn
I
is
don't
just
believe
icing.
that. Okay, sure, it's sugar, but it's processed differently.
Whatever. Fucking candy corn is awesome. And everyone who hates candy corn is an op. Somehow, Boombox was only only one getting candy, although they were all eggs. But he's infamous for eating them a bit too much. It was reaching about 80 apostrophe clock, and all of them headed to the haunted mansion.
Obviously, Shuriken can't be here because his sister keeps telling him to stop doing scary stuff due to his bad nightmares about getting dived by the entire enemy team at once. Gave his condolences, a single Shuriken the sling. Hey Skate, wanna practice this cool trick we learned? Sling asked. After, Skate replied, as they walked ever closer to the mansion. A presence was felt bringing them in closer.
They've gone here multiple times, but none of them could shake the feeling that it was off this time, except Skate, who is damn clueless of anything that's happening because this guy is being a damn mosquito, stated Ban. Come on, you know that trick was cool, Skate said. Nah, Ban coughed as they approached the door. The 6 of them? Am I counting right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ah, forgot. Sorry, the 7 of them. So you brought candy? Questioned Sling. If you mean the feud I didn't eat, Rocket reassured. What?
This story is formatted very
This
strangely.
I feel like what this is, what I feel like is like there are 2 people sitting to my right and left, and both of them are reading 2 different stories, but they're like taking turns in between each other reading 2 different stories.
While opening the door, Boombox fell right over as someone opened it from the inside. Darkheart. Darkheart, aren't you supposed to be rotting in your little woods? Skate asked. No response. Maybe a silent fuck you. Well, Darkheart, it's nice seeing you, but as you know, this is our hideout during Halloween, Skate added. But Darkheart did not move, as if looking for something, and invites them inside.
The manor's the same as always. A dusty old manor, but colorful and vibrant. Ah, the smell of cobwebs and rats. A lot of them, Boombox said. Darkheart left the vicinity. Not unusual for the guy. The fighters put their gear next to the door and walked to the main dining room table. How much candy do we have? Banhammer looks at Rocket, who at the time had a Jolly Rancher in his mouth. Clearly not much, said Coil, who did the same. Bro, what? How the fuck are these characters here?
Why are they just... Okay,
Like,
the whole
where are
cast is
these-
here now.
Yeah, like where did Darkheart and Coil come from? And like Banhammer kind of just like inserted himself halfway through as well. Like there was like a roll call at the beginning, and like half of these motherfuckers were not there. like the person that wrote this halfway through was just like, oh man, it'd be cool this guy was here. We have candy corn, I guess. Sword said. Boo. Sling and skate said. Boombox leaves the scene, and heads to the bathroom. Boombox was humming to himself when he heard, "But I brought snacks for the special occasion." Darkheart comes from the kitchen with sugar cookies. Damn, those taste good. In parentheses, each with the fighters and their costume.
Why is there just like a drawing of like, what is this?
I think that's V1 from Ultra Kill.
Oh, is that what that is?
I think.
Okay. Boombox comes back to the dining room table with everyone asleep. God damn, how long was that piss? Boombox wakes them up individually. Who did this? Darkheart, Skate replied. While everyone was waking up, Boombox checks the supplies made for the cookies. Eggs, flowers, peanuts? Wait, nobody's allergic to peanuts. Sleeping potion, pineapple what? Rocket screams in horror. His rocket is gone. Darkheart is also gone too. He stole Rocket! He could barely be seen out the window. He starts rocket jumping. So how does he rocket jump if he starts rocket jumping? Surprised
He's just like normally jumping up and down.
Surprised he doesn't garden?
They can't beat my rocket jump.
Y'all just let this happen? He asked. Yeah, guys, why'd you let that happen? Coil adds. Ring.
I think whoever wrote this had like a fucking stroke.
This story is fire.
And this is fucking awesome. Hello, a familiar. Oh no, wait, I'm sorry. This is like mysterious. A familiar voice comes from the phone. Hello. What do you want? Asks Sword.
Bitch, just read the line.
I just read ahead. This new figure is making a mess with that rocket launcher. Seems to be enchanted. But ain't that Darkheart? Scythe asked. Where's she come from?
Why? Did the whole gang is here?
Stop. Why do you care that playground's being wrecked? Ban asked. Well, I am, Skate replied. Secondly, enchanted. Ban adds, and that's definitely not Darkheart. That's okay. The fucking author completely gave up on saying who's saying what. Nah, it's just a bunch of fucking quotes.
What is happening? Everyone is here as creepypasta. Wait, but if she's Scythe and I'm Rocket, then who's?
He fights on holy grail, Black Knight. What are you doing here?
Oh my god.
And then the door slowly opens, and Miyamoto walks through, and he's like, "Hello, guys. It's me, Miyamoto."
That's not part of the story, by the way.
No. Okay, that's definitely not Darkheart. That's completely none your business. And this is kind of a stop, is it not? She's got you there, Coil smirks. Enchanted how? And Buddy, and apostrophe Buddy hit by it gets mind controlled, but not physically harmed. And stop asking questions and move. I'll contact the real Dark H if it ain't him.
I just wanted I scrolled down a page and I just read the words Crazy Dave and then scrolled back up to where we were.
I was joking.
The fighters were closing in on Crossroads. They heard Darkheart say an incantation. Why is Darkheart in like quotations? Maybe they heard Darkheart say a incantation to summon zombies. Venomshank's voice line, but in the voice of Darkheart from the hit game-ish fighting game on Roblox.com started playing, and a bunch of mind-controlled people who look like zombies rose from the ground to attack the fighters. Can't believe Shuri's missing out, Sling said. Missing our deaths, Band said. Come on, man, cheer up, Boombox added. Ring, ring, ring.
Just what was that paragraph?
I don't know.
What the fuck? We have to what?
So long, we're like only halfway. I'm fucking crying.
You have to get Subspace's trip mine or a crystal and modify it. I'll take it from there. It has great healing power to negate the spell Darkheart used. That's not, no, they don't.
Okay,
This
wait,
person
pause! Fucking... Okay, I have a lot of problems with the story already, but fucking Subspace's crystal does not heal people! What the fuck?
My cheekbones hurt. My cheeks hurt.
Yeah, you know, it's crystal that heals things. I know that one.
I want to put the fucking person that wrote this under like a microscope.
I want to study their brain, honestly.
I think we should put the person that wrote this alone in like a colorless room with no furniture and just like a notepad and a pencil and see what they do.
Oh my god.
Like I want to study the inner machinations of their mind.
Dude, continue.
Cause like, no, dude, because like this fucking seems genuine. Like a genuine, like this seems like they genuinely wrote this and was like, yeah, this is good.
The author just knows a lot about finance.
Oh my god, listen, if the person who wrote this is watching right now, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, we love your story. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's great. This is like the Bible.
Continue reading.
Alright. Subspace never leaves those things alone. He's obsessed with them. He's the type of guy to reuse boiling water. We are never getting those trip mines, Sling rant. I have like 80. Take your pick, said Coil in response. I'll take this one because it looks unsafe. Rocket takes the one that looks explosive on contact, even unarmed. Oh, great, Sword says. The crew is set up on top of Crossroads Tower. It is pure nighttime, and the fog, is setting on the town. Guys, I think they're climbing the tower. Who? Who is climbing the tower? Valk stated.
Oh my god.
I don't think I can do this much longer. Why is where did they come from? No, really? Dom replied. You know, I'm pretty sure we did Bitten vs. Possessed already. I thought this costume was out of style. Valk opinionated. Is that even a word? Yes, that's a word, but it's not used correctly. Everyone gave Valk a stare. Guess not being good at bowling does something to a guy. What? Got it,
What
Rocket
does bowling-
exclaimed.
What does
As in-
bowling have to do with it? Dude, shit is just happening.
As it blew up. Also, since in close proximity to Coil's stolen trip mines, they blew up too.
What? Ban questioned. I couldn't hear you. Thought you said got it. Rocket frowned. You guys are on your own. Darkheart hung up. It's okay, Rocket. We can slice these guys up. Sword cheers. Those are civilians, Boombox said. Ah, so what? Call for Crazy Dave right now, someone whispered. Who said that? Ban asked. I did, Coyle laughed. He was playing PVZ2 on the phone, trying to keep a deep voice, but as he said that, a mythical man from the skies above lowered down to meet the fighters. A man with a pot on his head and hot sauce in his hand. I'm Crazy Dave. Let me take that shuriken from you, Slingshot's person. He grabs it from Slingshot and enchants it with plant magic. This should severely weaken him, but since he uses a bit of other magic, it will not completely negate him. Can we go get your taco now? Penny asked. You're goddamn right. In retrospect, this part was a bit strange. I was sleep deprived like any normal person, okay? Thank you, author.
What just happened?
I think...
So, okay, I'm going to try to recap this story so far. So...
We're halfway through the story, by the way. Still halfway, only halfway.
We're on page 4 of 7. So, no, that's not the end. There's more. So, Slingshot, Rocket, Boombox, and Sword are going trick-or-treating. They're only getting candy corn. And then they go to the Haunted Mansion map from Roblox. And then Darkheart appears, and they go inside. And then Darkheart goes away, and then he comes back, and he has sugar cookies, and then Darkheart leaves again, and then someone took Rocket's rocket, and Rocket starts rocket jumping, and they're shooting playground, except the rockets actually don't destroy things, and they actually hypnotize people, and they don't damage them, and so they all get on top of the Haunted Mansion. And all the hypnotized people that the guy with the rocket was shooting. Oh, and Scythe appeared too, and Valk and Dom are there now. And so all the hypnotized people are climbing up the Haunted Mansion. And then Crazy Dave shows up, and Penny shows up, and they give and then he takes the shuriken and he enchants it with plant magic, and then they leave.
Can we please just read faster just to finish this fucking story?
Why do you want this to be over?
I think I'm like... Actually, my brain is turning into mush the longer we read this.
What just happened? Asks Coyle as Dave and Penny ran off. I don't know, but I'm gonna throw the shuriken now, Sling said. Darkheart was waiting at the bottom, so the fighters needed an opening so that Sling could throw it at him. Since the zombies can't fly, Sling just floats. Sword just dashes over. Skate just skates. Boombox low-key kind of chills on top because no mobility. Rocket has no rocket. Man just leaps over the zombies, and Coyle just Goomba stomps them. Wish I brought my cooler, Boom said. Wish I brought my rocket, Rocket said. Boom looks at him confused. What?
Boombox and Rocket safely. Boombox used beat drop while holding onto Rocket, scaled down the tower as the last few remaining zombies were knocked unconscious. One was really contemplating over something with scrambled eggs, fried pumpkins, and wives strangely, but let's just ignore that. Sling and the others confront Darkheart and throw the shuriken at him, winning the fight. You know, if Sling could hit their shot, I would, because I'm the best at Shuri, obviously, Nah, I dodge, said twin Darkheart. Want some tea? Darkheart throws the teacup at a passing medkit who was just walking nearby, blocking the attack against Slingshot. It got all over his suit. It was cold. Who drinks cold tea? Medkit, enraged, storms over to Darkheart. This suit will cost $1,000. You have to pay for it. Medkit asks politely but firmly. Twin Darkheart reluctantly agrees. He's not a monster per se. Although reluctant, doesn't his suit cost like $30? Whispered Boombox, knowing damn well it is. Aren't you good friends with Medkit? Shouldn't you know? Sword replied, knowing damn well Boombox knows. Yeah, I agree. You always hang with Med, even though he doesn't like you. Coil replies, knowing damn well, Sword knows damn well that Boombox knows.
She's broken. She's broken. That's all she can take.
Hey, that's not nice, Rocket yells from atop the Crossroads Tower. Knowing Coil is... Enough with this shit! Twin Darkheart yells, knowing... Well, I told you to stop, narrator. You didn't listen. Medkit comes back fully prepared and even set up a savings account with new parentheses kind of stolen end parentheses bucks. Parentheses, be like Med. Not the scamming part though. Tax fraud is fine, but scamming is bad sometimes. End parentheses. Heard you guys needed a crystal. Use it with that fancy shuriken you got. He reaches up and grabs the one on his head and tosses it up to Rocket, who can't manage it to blow up this time.
I just want the point.
Read the fucking line!
This quote saying Coil replies, knowing damn well Sword knows damn
Oh my god,
well
Will, I'm actually
that
gonna fucking
Boombox-
kill you if you don't read.
Twin Darkheart friends. Twin Darkheart frowns at this and starts to summon his gear, the corrupted Darkheart. Skate, who is setting up a ramp at the time, motions for Sling to get ready and do the move they've been working on. Ah, that's where they were. Typical, Medkit sighed. Twin Darkheart charges at Rocket. As the news helicopters from Falcon Dom clears some of the bog. Fuck, I meant fog. Sword charges in, saving Rocket from brutal shanking. Up you go! Catchphrases Sword. That's not a catchphrase he does. That's not canon. Twin Darkheart barely lifts off the ground and motions a rising action. The ground shakes. Coil switches to his speed mode and Ban tightly grips his hammer. Twin Darkheart lunges at Coil and Coil swiftly dodges. Ban uses his hammer to retaliate, but is overwhelmed by the pure power of an over magic powered sword fight of the height character. Catching Ban's hammer, Twin Darkheart throws him out of his way. Ban hammer gets sent flying to the entrance of Black Rock, injuring him, but slowly heading back.
Medkit observed the battlefield. Twin Darkheart was getting desperate. He longed for freedom from his twin brother's spell and wanted freedom, but the fighters wouldn't let that happen. He needed to win. He summoned a close friend, Twin Venom Shank. He used his shank and hit the ground. A green light summoned. More fog. Parentheses. I got it right. End parentheses. Blinding the heroes. Not even the helicopters could pierce through the bog. Parentheses. Fuck. End parentheses. Skeletons held the heroes' feet and kept them from moving, and they got dragged closer and closer to the ground, with only a few feet before certain burial and cackling of their adversaries. Ban used his little spinny move to clear up the fog, but the bog rose and covered the vision of the helicopters. Val crashed into Dom. Really? Dom asked. They both jumped out before the helicopter crashed into the rat zone. Twin Darkheart and Twin Venomshank have a link, Medkit says. If we get T Darkheart, then T Venomshank should fall too.
Hey. Sword leaps at both the twins. Unfortunately, one sword does not equal two. You learned that in elementary school. He gets thrown into a car at Mach 1. I think I bruised a few ribs. Sword chuckled. Ow. Boombox, get over here, Medkit said. Gotcha. Boombox rushed to the shield too. The twins, seeing Sword's weakness, charged the shield and put an immense amount of pressure. Shield cracked and cracked. Ban seeing this, jumped to save the three in one fell swoop, was picked up by one of the twin Darkheart's hands. Your puny weapons have no effect, he said. In one desperate attempt, Ban bonked the twin Darkheart. Where is Sling and Skate? Boombox asked. Not a fucking clue, Sword replied. Get up, you.
You gonna continue?
You can't just add that silently.
Why?
Not a fucking clue, Sword replied. Get up, you got enough healing.
Suddenly, more zombies rise to the challenge. Parentheses, poor civilians. Parentheses. Boombox jumps from the nearby fence and slams his boombox to the ground. The zombies all fly up and fall down, letting Banhammer through every single zombie while Medkit heals the zombies to be normal. Civilians, and tells them to go home. Like, why are you here? Parentheses, oh right, they didn't have free will, I surely don't. Why do you think I'm making this? Please, Soda, let me leave. Oh, please let me leave. Oh my god. End parentheses. Rocket finishes his final touch and gives the crystal to Sling. Skate goes up the ramp as fast as he can, and Sling jumps up, throws the crystals, and uses leg day. I literally cannot read this text. I don't even know what this says.
Could have named it like Sling Beam or whatever, just saying don't hurt me. Also, did you zoom all the way in for this? No, I didn't.
On the bottom of Skate's board, causing him to unleash holy speeds. Catching the crystal, Skate places the crystal on Twin Darkheart's back and grabs the shuriken, which is stuck on a car, and throws it. Its trajectory is off. T Venomshank tries to grab the shuriken, but it's restrained by
T
Sword.
Venomshank?
Yeah, twin. There's a twin.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, T stands for twin. Okay.
Coil jumps to knock Twin Darkheart out of everyone's radius, and there was a very, 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 very loud boom. Man, I love explosions, said Rocket.
Wait, T Venomshank. Wait, there's a twin Venomshank now?
Yeah, bro, you're not paying attention to the lore.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. The battlefield showed mass destruction from cars being wrecked to the crossroads towers being covered in fried pumpkins. The cleaning crew came and threw out most of the trash that was still on the ground. The fighters who barely survived the ordeal were eating the last piece of eggs that Boombox got. How do you eat them raw? Coil asked. Boombox said.
The sun showed above the horizon. Twin Darkheart was knocked unconscious, and Twin Venomshank was never seen again. So the brave heroes dragged T Darkheart to the real Darkheart. Wow, you actually did it, Darkheart said. I'll keep him sealed this time. As the heroes walked down the dirt path of Wailing Woods, they spoke. This was fun, I admit, Coil states. This wasn't as good as the other adventures we had, said Ban. Well, I think the real adventure is the friends we made along the way, Rocket said. Why is everyone looking at me? Oh, is it because of the pirate suit? And with that, the story of Twin Darkheart ends. As the bog, you know what, I don't even care anymore, finally subsides, the sun is in its true beauty, rising without purpose but to fill an empty sky. Yippee, the end. I don't even know what to say. Absolute cinema, baby! Let's give it a round of applause!
This guy's first chat said this shit was ass.
I think that's our last joke story in the drive.
Yeah.
All the other ones are actually serious.
Oh my
Dude, I actually gotta
God.
fucking go piss now. Holy shit. Be right back.
Alright, guys. How's it going? How we doing? Remember to follow me on Twitter. Remember to follow Cacti Plant on Twitter and read Cacti World on Tumblr. My story. My short story. I'm shamelessly self-promoting. Oh yeah. Let's fucking go. Yeah. Off the You know what I'm gonna do right now, guys? I'm gonna tweet out a link to my Discord server. Oh yeah.
Stop fucking plugging your socials.
Yep, I am. That's right.
No one join.
What am I supposed to do, huh? What am I supposed to do? You know? It's all about that hustle.
We're gonna
you know?
boot you out of the fucking campfire stream.
It's all about that hustle. What can I say? Anyway, let's read. Let's read a curse.
A curse, okay. Okay. This looks like a serious one. Alright.
Yeah.
Vinestaff woke up with a splitting headache. She groaned in pain, rubbing her forehead. These headaches have been occurring for quite some time now. Each morning after she wakes up, pain, instant, searing pain. Sure, it goes away after an hour, but it's fine, right? Right? She sighed. Might as well get ready for the day and wait for it to pass. She got up from her bed, nearly tripping over a vine sprouting from the ground in the process. She grumbled, standing back upright slowly, stepping over the vine. Damn staff.
She had locked her staff away, seeing its power. Her gear had gone out of control somehow, the first ever record of this happening. But now that it was out of control, she was gearless. Shuriken had been by her side every moment of this. He has been supporting her in whatever ways he can, but she thinks he should leave her alone. After all, her gear has been affecting her too, so she might end up hurting him. Every singular step she takes, vines sprout from the ground. Everything she touches, vines.
Vines, vines, vines. She isn't even a normal demon anymore. She isn't even herself anymore. Oh my, Inferno. She had to move out from her place with Slingshot and Shuriken because she could be a danger. She was soon snapped out of her thoughts as she heard tapping on the window. She sighed, walking over to the window to see Shuriken peering inside, clearly wanting in, as expected. Vinestaff opened the window, the part where she had touched growing vines.
Shuriken gave her a worried smile as the window was opened. He took his hood off and carefully stepped inside, making sure to not touch his sister. Hey sis, Sling wanted me to check up on you. Doing well? He asked. He checks on her every morning. She wasn't sure if it was Slingshot who was sending him or he's making excuses. I'm doing fine, please. Do not worry yourself, Shuri, she said, managing a tiny, weak smile for her brother so he wouldn't worry. Shuriken just frowned in response but didn't prod.
Oh, my bad. Sling had, made you something. He's worried about you, really. He sighed, grabbing a small box from his pouch. It was a pastry, one of Vinestaff's favorites. She let him place it on the floor so she could grab it. Shuriken watched as his sister quickly ate the thing, quick enough so there weren't any vines. He knew she hadn't eaten for quite a while. It's not essential for survival, but she was hungry. He sighed, taking a step back towards the window he entered from. I'll see you later, yeah? He asked, eyebrows furrowed in worry. Vinestaff just nodded in response.
Shuriken nodded back, stepping out of the window, closing it, and grappling to the roof of another building, hopping the rooftops effortlessly. Vinestaff sighed. She wanted him to be happy and not worry, but that was impossible. She sighed, taking a seat back onto the vine-ridden bed. She didn't bother to get ready, since there was nothing she could do other than just stay inside her small, isolated apartment. Vinestaff stretched. Her condition had gotten worse enough that even Katana had gotten worried. She pinched the bridge of her nose. Why couldn't anybody understand that she wanted to be alone?
Slingshot was busy, very busy. Today he had a load of customers in his cafe. Thankfully, Shuriken was helping him out, but he was late as per usual. Normally Vinestaff would, but he brushed the thought away. He knew she wanted to be alone, but he was still worried. He sighed as he sold off another sweet to an impatient customer. He went back into the kitchen as he realized he didn't have any other sweets to sell. He walked into the kitchen and saw Shuriken there, baking. Damn, he does sneak up on him sometimes. Slingshot smiled wearily as Shuriken looked up and met his friend's eyes.
Hello, Shuri, Slingshot said, getting ready to bake beside the other demon. Shuriken smiled a little bit before going back to baking. He has been focusing on stuff more than usual, though Slingshot figured that it was because of Vinestaff. I cannot read. I'm like dying. I'm dying. He wished she were better, but there was nothing anybody could do. No healing could work. She was unstable.
Bro, fucking go closer to your mic, bro.
What?
Go closer to your mic.
Why?
We could barely hear you.
Slingshot's mind soon went blank as he began baking. With Shuriken's help, of course.
After many hours of going to the kitchen, then back to the counter, then back to the kitchen, all the customers were finally gone. Slingshot and Shuriken just sighed in relief after
Right.
seeing the last one go, both of them shutting their eyes. Their eyes then snapped open as the door was slammed open. Heavy footsteps approached the counter. Banhammer, the warden. What a surprise! Shuriken's jaws practically hit the floor from shock and an unusual twinge of fear. Meanwhile, Slingshot tried to be polite and greeted him like a usual customer.
What happened?
What do you mean, what happened?
Oh, sorry. I left the room.
Bro, okay,
I walked out.
we're on here.
Oh, hello, sir. Welcome to Slingshot's Cafe. How may I assist you today? He said, his voice quivering ever so slightly. Normally, he wouldn't be so scared, but he had been stressed and on edge lately. Same with Shuriken. The warden lifted the blindfold, peering at the menu above the duo's heads. I'll have, He scratched his chin, eyebrows furrowing in thought.
That one. Yeah, that one.
Slingshot's eyes
Yeah.
followed where the warden was pointing to. It was a bun filled with cream sitting inside of one of the glass thingies. Slingshot took the glass lid off, grabbed a plate, and put the bun onto the plate, handing it to the warden. That shit's gotta be cold, bruh. The warden looked at it before eating it quickly. Shuriken just watched as Slingshot spoke again.
That would be $20, Slingshot said hesitantly. Mm-hmm. The warden nodded, grabbing $20 from wherever he grabbed it from and handed it to the cafe owner. Slingshot stirred the bucks into the cash register. I heard about your little friend, by the way, Banhammer said abruptly. Shuriken froze alongside Slingshot. How exactly did you, know? Shuriken said, raising an eyebrow. The warden scoffed. It isn't a secret, thief. Nearly everybody knows. What, wanting to keep his poor older sister's predicament a secret? Don't make me laugh. He sneered. Shuriken's left eye twitched at that, but he didn't say anything, letting Banhammer continue.
Weirdly enough, Mama said to help you. I don't want to, but I want her to be proud, he grumbled, rolling his 4 eyes. I could destroy your sister's gear. Shuriken shook his head quickly. No, I appreciate the idea, but that would most likely kill her. I've caught glimpses of it. It's slowly connecting itself to her. Destroying it would destroy her, I think. Shuriken looked down at the ground as Banhammer rolled his eyes. Suit yourself, children. Thanks for the bun, by the way, he said, walking out of the store. Slingshot sighed, patting Shuriken's back in a reassuring way.
Vinestaff woke up, an even worse headache, the worst one yet. She hissed softly, falling out of bed. She glanced down at her cursed arm. It had grown in length, and some of her left torso was now wood. She winced as she sat up, resting her head against the wall. Her good arm gently held her cursed one. The longer she sat in that spot, the more and more the vines grew. The vines enveloped her, giving her a small little cocoon. Oh no.
Shuriken knocked on the window urgently, worry growing in his body. He has been out there for nearly 20 minutes, slamming on the window in hopes that his sister would open. But she didn't. He continued banging on the window desperately. She needed him to be there for him. Then, the window opened. It just swung open. Shuriken blinked in surprise, but quickly entered his sister's room, looking for her. Vine, are you all right? He called out desperately, hoping she was all right. Maybe she left the house? No, she couldn't. Not anymore.
He continued to search for Vinestaff, eventually following a trail of vines. He shook with fear and worry, his eyebrows furrowed as he followed the trail. The trail soon led him to a hole in the wall. Inside the hole was a secret compartment. Shuriken stiffened, pressing an eye up to the hole, peering inside. Oh no, oh gods no, Vinestaff. She hung in the air, being supported by vines holding her. Vines had sprouted out from her eye sockets and her mouth. It was a horrific sight, one Shuriken wished he hadn't seen.
He screeched, pulling back. He stumbled to the floor, quickly getting onto his feet and running off, grappling away to the next building, leaving his sister's body in that secret compartment. This was not meant to be the curse! Yes.
Not long after he grappled away, he noticed something chasing him, something sharp, long, wiry. He panicked. He swung from building to building, trying to get away, and then his grapple snapped. Shit. He fell into a tree. Thankfully it broke his fall, but left him with a broken arm from the force of the impact. He was suddenly bleary, his head hurt like hell.
Oh, sword fight of the height, he groaned, rubbing his head as he fell out of a tree. Shuriken then saw the weary things again. How had nobody else seen them? Well, it was night, so they were practically invisible. Shuriken had only seen them because of his extraordinary eyesight, headcanon, and it terrified him. In a flash, as he scrambled up onto his feet, something stabbed through his chest. He froze as he saw the crimson blood fall from his chest. Then something stabbed the back of his neck, and he lost consciousness, slowly dying. Oh, how his sister's curse had grown. That was his final thought as the vines that had stabbed him dragged him away.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun. And that is it for A Curse. Bum bum bum. Alright, chat, how we feeling? No, damn, what the fuck? Left this on a cliffhanger? Yeah, this does not feel finished.
Well, I mean, he fucking dies.
That's true.
I mean, like, creepypastas usually are never finished. It's kind of like,
That's fair,
kind of
that's
like
fair.
this discovered monster, like climax, and then death.
Mhm, true.
So I mean, honestly, that and Red Coners from last stream are probably like the most creepy pasta-esque ones. Like that was actually very good.
Sure.
I liked that one.
You want to read The Father's Delirium?
The Father's
This one-
Delirium.
Looks the most interesting to me. I've been waiting for this one.
think one of my Discord server members drew the cover for this, I believe.
I see.
Yes, a quite active one, I think, let me see. I may be wrong. Wait, I think I just passed it. Okay, yeah, Beast's Cove drew this.
I see. I'll put the cover at the end of the story, chat.
Okay.
Case 1. There's been an odd atmosphere lately, with everyone acting strangely. Some of my relatives have completely lost their minds now, appear as mere shadows of themselves, their minds fraying before my eyes when I speak with them. Their memory seems to fade away, leaving them struggling to recall their names. And this is not a personal matter, but a broader issue. After careful analysis, I've concluded that it could be an illness, maybe a virus of some sorts. As someone familiar with medicine, okay, medkit story number 3, and all it holds, I can confidently say that this is a sight unlike any other.
My kin seemed to have vanished without a trace after several days of not seeing them. Oh my god, wait. I zoomed in and the entire thing got reformatted. I lost my place. But then I seen it. I've noticed that it occurred after they forgot how to speak and had terrible performing and had trouble performing coordinated movements. Their attempts at communication becoming increasingly frustrated and disjointed. Over time, it spread rapidly. There's been an unsettling shift in the air, a palpable tension that hangs like a heavy fog over everything. This phenomenon spreads like a dark whisper to the community. I brace myself for whatever lies ahead, expanding at an alarming rate. Scythe and Broker are missing. I hope they've fled. But not even I'm sure. I may have to investigate this myself.
I've begun embarking on my research, delving into the complexities of what I initially assumed was a simple ailment, but my findings revealed a far darker truth. The presence of infected blood signified a grave illness. This wasn't just any sickness. It was a type of transmissible spongiform encephalopathy, commonly known as prion disease. Despite my extensive studies, I've never formally encountered anything like this before, which is particularly unsettling since I'm not a licensed doctor.
My curiosity led me to speculate on the origins of this disease, which I suspect may have stemmed from an animal source. For those unfamiliar, prion disease is a dire and incurable condition caused by a mutation in the PRNP
Rabies.
gene. Is
They
rabies
have
prion
rabies.
disease?
This is sounding like rabies.
It can spread via saliva or blood. Even eating the meat of an infected individual can infect another.
Yep.
Symptoms are haunting and varied, often presenting as a cocktail of dementia, seizures, tremors, insomnia, and psychotic episodes. Those I've interacted with have exhibited these alarming signs. Their minds and bodies slowly succumb to the relentless grip of the illness. It's rabies.
Even if I shouldn't bother myself, I wonder what other factions are like as of now. Are they too experiencing this? Hell, I wonder if they were the cause of this. I haven't been able to access electricity for some time either. I might as well head back to Crossroads rather than stay in Lost Temple for the time being.
As I continue to explore this prion, I find myself compelled to gather more information, no matter the personal cost. If my pursuit ends in demise, at least I will have ventured forth with the hope of uncovering the truth, knowing that I was bravely striving towards a deeper understanding of this harrowing affliction.
It has become increasingly unmanageable. Far worse than I anticipated. I've come to the unsettling conclusion to name this prion disease. Girl, what the fuck is this word? Sodakettle. That's not a real fucking word. I cannot recall its origins, perhaps from an animal or another demon. Recently, I've been grappling with an overwhelming inability to concentrate, and my vision has deteriorated.
I assume it's the feeling of stress, the type where you want to lay down and do nothing, which has been suffocating me lately. I'm contemplating taking a break from writing this entirely. It feels like the weight of the entire inferno is pressing down on me.
I've stumbled upon a safe area, a refuge far from Lost Temple. I cannot help but worry about how the others are compared to me. My hands tremble incessantly, and a thick fog seems to cloud my thoughts. It's best if I just pause and step away from all this for a while.
Oh, sorry, I was sneezing. Oh my god. That reminds me, there was a demon today. They looked different, skitty, dull horns, uncoordinated behavior, starving and helpless. They looked at me, dead in the eyes, as if they were trying to tell me something. I stared back at them, like a deer in headlights of a car. I felt a sharp stinging pain on my arm after that encounter. It bit me today. Wasn't that so funny?
Medkit got rabies.
Medkit gets rabies!
He got rabies! And that's the end of the story.
Wow. That was
Okay,
good. I like that.
This is a good short story. Here, I'll show the cover. Medkit got rabies. The end! Let me, save this.
It's not.
How are we feeling
rabies.
about Medkit rabies?
That's Beast. That's literally rabies. You explained rabies.
This is the cover art. We'll put it over here. Rabies out of 10. All right.
Yeah, and you know the guy that drew that Beast Cove, you know, they posted it in my Discord server like a week ago. Just so you guys know. Yeah. Anyway, next I think we should do Medkit's Dread, the fourth Medkit story.
Fourth Medkit story. Wait, no, this one's locked.
It's locked. I'm in it.
Yeah. Didn't I tell you to delete this one?
Did you?
Yeah, because I can't access it.
I'll just stream it on Discord.
No, it's fine. We'll do a different one.
All right, we're not doing Medkit
I don't want to
Dread,
do another
sorry.
fucking Medkit story, please.
Okay.
Let's do the unused skin. This one sounds cool.
Alright.
This one, by the way, chat, this one has, like, screenshots. But I can't really show it on screen. So, they're, like, screenshots of Discord messages. Okay, so
I'll be Lethal Lemon, and you're going to be Pew01.
Okay.
Alright. And I also couldn't color coordinate this, so we're just gonna have to popcorn according.
Alright.
So I'll start.
Okay.
If you're reading this, it's already far too late. I don't even know how it happened. It just did. It was a normal day, like any other. And suddenly it wasn't. I've never been really superstitious or believed in the paranormal much, but now I'm a catalyst for its existence, and I don't know what to do. The only thing I can really do is share my story, and that's what I plan to do.
You've heard of Roblox, right? Everyone has. Well, me and a friend wanted to play together, and we settled on this game called Fighting. It was one of my favorite games ever. We'd play it nearly every day and ramble to each other about the characters and stories and whatnot. It was a bit of a niche game, but it was our game, and we loved it.
Nothing out of the ordinary happened at first. Dew got into a game, and when I tried to join, the lobby was full. This happens often, so I didn't think anything of it. I just entered the game's queue and waited around in the lobby. I was fucking around with one of the characters, messing with their abilities and shit, when I eventually found myself in a room with one of the player's skins.
In fighting, you buy skins by looking at these little NPCs around the map and talking to them. But in this one specifically was a skin for the sword character. Bleh, sorry. After buying the skin, they usually just say some stupid repeating dialogue afterwards, but when I went to interact with him, something was different. He gave me a quest. I don't recall the exact dialogue, but I think it went something like this.
Hey, it's you. Look, I need your help. What about my friend? He's missing blue horns, bright glasses. You might have seen him around. Last I heard, he was here, but I can't really go out and look. Could you find him for me? I'll reward you handsomely.
I remember very clearly the excitement and curiosity I felt reading this. The quest system and fighting sounded like so much fun. I decided to say yes, eager to try out the seemingly new feature to get some in-game currency while I was at it. I just wish I wasn't so foolish.
Thanks for a lifesaver.
I just wish Duet stopped me.
Okay, this is the first screenshot. Dude, are you coming? We're in a 3v5 right now.
Yeah, sorry, I found something cool. They added, like, a fucking quest system.
Huh?
Yeah, go into Sci-Fi's room. He asks you to find his friend. I think he's talking about the unused rocket skin.
The one in Yuzuka's shop.
Yeah, he took me out of queue, lol.
That's crazy. Hold on, I'm on my way. I gotta see this. After that, I went toward the shop area where the unused rocket skin was. There's a bunch of mannequins in the shop area that display different skins. Only one of them is different from the rest. It's a skin for the rocket character, only that it's not actually purchasable. It's a scrap skin that the devs never added. Apparently, it was meant to match the Sci-Fi sword skin, but I don't really know the story.
I assumed that that's where I had to go, though, so I did except the mannequin was missing. The Sci-Fi rocket was nowhere to be seen. Was I confused? Maybe it got moved for the quest, but when I left the shop area, I noticed something odd.
There was an actual purchasable rocket skin near the shop, and it was gone, which was really, really weird. I decided to go look for the other purchasable skins for this character out of sheer curiosity, and those were also gone. Thing is, though, it was only the rocket skins. The other character skins were still there and operated just fine. I just chalked it up to the game being bugged and decided to leave and rejoin. It's then that I went to tell Dew, only for this exchange to happen. Bruh, are you fucking with me?
What?
Sai's dialogue is totally normal for me. Crying emoji.
What? No. I went to go check on the skins and they're all gone. Like, all the rocket skins are missing, even the scrapped ones.
Dog, you're fucking with me. My game is totally normal.
Hold on.
I was confused. Maybe the change was a new
Stop.
servers only. Then, that's when the game finally loaded, and I went back to try again. But then, something even weirder happened. When you load into the game, the current maps are announced by the two NPCs in the original cutscene. In this cutscene, though, the NPCs were gone, and it was empty. The music was gone, and the only way I could proceed was by pressing the skip button. At this point, I was starting to get really unnerved and freaked out, scared even.
And that's when it really started happening. When I was on the player select, I couldn't select any of the characters, except Rocket. Any other character's name was grayed out, and when I tried to click on it, it wouldn't let me spawn in. The only character it let me choose was Rocket.
So I did. And as soon as I did, I started making a beeline for Sci-Fi Sword's room. Maybe he had something new to say. The entire map was really freaky. The skybox was unloaded, leaving the sky as nothing but a dark void. The music was gone. I thought maybe it had just been muted, but when I tried to adjust my volume, nothing happened, and none of the other skin NPCs were around. It was kind of empty. Usually when you spawn in, your character has some kind of dialogue too, but there was nothing. It was also worth mentioning I was the only one in the server despite it being a public lobby, but I digress. I made it up to the room again, but as soon as I did...
By the way, there's a screenshot. It's of the player going into Sci-Fi's room with the disconnect warning, and it says "Free me."
Something was wrong, terribly wrong. My first instinct was to go and tell Dew, but when I did, it was too late to go back.
Something is really wrong with my game. Are you sure it's not a new server thing? Is this another April Fool's situation? Hello?
Something is in my house.
What?
Okay, why is this? Okay, I know this is written by a gay person, because why are they, like, keyboard smashing? There's something here. It's in the kitchen. I can hear it.
Oh my god, call the cops right now. Holy shit, are you okay?
I did. I called. I don't know. My parents aren't home. Lem, what the fuck do I do?
Shit,
It's in my room.
where are you?
Hiding. It doesn't look human.
Bro, Chica the chicken.
What?
It's mumbling, groaning. Oh my god, it's right next to me. It almost looks something from the game.
Are you okay? Answer me! Oh my god.
DoPua1. At DoPua1.
This can't be happening. No, please be okay. Oh my god.
All
I
I could do was sit and
Wait.
stare. I tried to rejoin the game in a frantic hurry, thinking maybe it was correlated.
Sorry, the fucking you going like
But I got the same error message as if it were a ban. I kept spam texting Do, fearful for their life, until I got a notification off of Roblox itself.
Okay, now we went from Discord chat to Roblox chat, and these are the same two people talking. And now it's Do talking to them in the Roblox chat. They left me to rot, put my corpse on display. I was discarded as a mere joke, a theoretical, but not anymore.
What? Do?
A provided vessel, a cage broken free, a soul released to its full reign.
What are you talking about? Are you okay?
Thank you. Your actions have broken away the curse. As a reward, you shall be spared. You will be free as well. We will be free together. After that, the unused rocket skin flashed across the screen and my laptop shut down. I tried to turn it back on, but to no avail. It's completely bricked. I didn't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I write this, the fighting Discord is in shambles. People keep reporting seeing... People keep reporting seeing a figure similar to the unused skin, and then they drop unresponsive. None of the devs have anything to say. If anything, they were probably its first target. Now my closest friend is gone, and hundreds of people are to follow. Chances are, it's coming for you too. It's probably already gotten you.
If anyone can see this, if anyone can hear my story, all I could say with sincerity is that I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I will be free soon too. Ooh, dun dun dun. I like this one.
That was pretty creative.
I like this one. This one is creative.
I agree.
Please stop talking like fucking Duke Nukem.
Like what?
Like Duke Nukem.
No, Duke Nuke. No.
What do you mean, no?
This is my original character.
That was so lame. What even was that? Hold on, guys. I see something in my room. Sounds like an old creepypasta with soul possessing the game copy or something. Yeah, I like this one.
This reminds me of Simulacra.
I like this one. This one is cute and short.
Soda, you've seen Simulacra, right? Like, have you played it?
Yes, I have.
Fuck.
I guess
Alright.
it's only kind of like Simulacra.
Oh no, it's like the entity inside of the device
Yeah, I guess. but
possesses the
This one is
the-
cute. I liked it.
yeah.
I agree. It's me, serious plant. I'm
Okay.
serious.
What's our next story?
Our next story should be God Won't Forgive Me, I think this is called. God Won't Forgive Me for My Sins. It's a subspace creepypasta. But first I'm gonna go get water because that shit tore me to pieces.
Alright. This one is short. God won't forgive me for my sins. Subspace creepypasta. Alright, who's betting $10? Medkit is the main character. Actually, I don't even know. $50 that Medkit is a side character.
I'm back.
Hello. Alright, we're ready to start.
Awesome.
It was a day like any other, only that blood fell from the sky. I had just gotten back home and I was exhausted. I had so much homework pending, projects to finish, expositions I had to learn. But first came fighting. It was a simple game, fight-related, hence the name. It had a bit of lore, some artistic choices I was a big fan of. Surely one of my favorite games out there. I actually hadn't played any other game apart from it yet, but the point stands. I turned on my PC, paid installments for 12 months, desperate to try the game again. No, I wasn't obsessed, I just didn't want to deal with the reality at the moment. But when I turned it turned on. What did you expect? Without a second to spare, I opened up Roblox and started playing fighting. That day, I had decided to try a new character, Medkit, since I... Okay, chat owes me $10, we made a bet. Medkit, since I kept being bullied for using my main. No, I'm not a Discord moderator for using Banhammer. Leave me alone.
Even though I haven't played support characters ever, I managed to get MVP with the guy. Maybe I stumbled onto a noob server. Anyway, there was this one player, I couldn't catch the name, of course, because I have attention deficient, just like any other fighting player. Somehow, he always was in the enemy team, always targeting me, no matter where I was. And if there was anyone else with lower health than me, he was a subspace main, I believe. He only used that stupid character. Forgive my subspace hatred. He is too queer for me to handle.
This sentence makes no fucking sense. What?
Are we not going to talk about it? This guy just said, forgive me for my subspace hatred, as he is too queer for me to handle?
Continue.
Yes. I had to take a drink of water. You know, when I channel a serious plant, it really takes a lot out of me.
Just
you know?
don't do the voice.
No, so that you don't understand. I have to.
Of course, I thought that was weird of them, but I decided to go on and keep playing, believing him to be one of those annoying Fortnite kids fighting edition. Eventually, almost everyone in that server left, except for that annoying as fuck kid and me. It's at that point that he asked me for a 1v1 with the most dramatic old English he could find on the chat GPT. I said yes, because I was feeling quite angsty that day, and maybe winning a battle on a Roblox game would grant me back the joy I was missing. Of course, I tried my best, but I ended up losing, and then this asshole wrote, "Smiley face" in chat. Edgy much? What else should I expect from this dumbass?
Suddenly, my PC turned off. Shit. I thought, the rats finally made it through the power cables. It wasn't the rats, I found out later as I recoiled back in shock. You lose, I win. The voice chanted. Where it had come from anyways. As the screen turned to static, the same words echoed in my ears, plastered like a chant. It flickered, it screamed, and then it happened. It grew an arm, and another, and a leg, and a face. There's something coming from inside my computer. No. There was someone coming out of it! It was the same character I had lost to! Subspace fucking Team Mine is coming out of my computer! Had I had the time to run away, to push it back, to do something about it, I would've. I must be dreaming, yeah. It inched closer. I must have fallen asleep while gaming. Maybe I finally passed out from those sleepless nights. it hits its prey.
Clutching my eye, or what remained of it, as far as I could. A piercing scream could only be heard as background noise to my pain. It took some minutes to register as my own. I haven't even realized that I couldn't breathe. I hadn't realized it had returned to the screen, hiding away from the crime, the last murmurs from the creature mocking me. I hadn't been fast enough to save myself. The room was spotless, except for the puddle of blood, my own blood, dripping down. Drip, drip, drip. God, that hurt. Fuck this stupid game.
Dun dun dun.
That's
That's it. That was short. So, fucking Subspace just, like, came out of the computer, ripped his eye, and then, like, went back.
It's because he played Medkit.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all ties back, yeah. That was a good
Hey.
short story.
Beast Cove, if you're still watching, I have an important mission for you. I want you to, in my Discord server, get a picture of that unused rocket skin that last pasta was talking about, and ping me with it. I need that for something. Just no questions asked. Just do that for me. Thanks. Anyway,
What?
don't worry about it. You'll figure it out later.
Okay. I think this is our last story, is it not?
We got two more. We got Fighting Creepypasta, and then we got Gearless.
Alright. Chat, which one should we do? Fighting
Gearless
Creepypasta or
is so-
Gearless?
Fucking long.
Oh my god, this is 14 pages long.
Bro, I don't. Why did? And it's like the tiniest fucking font.
Just zoom in, bro.
No, I'm complaining because that makes it longer.
Okay, well, the other one isn't much better, because Fighting Creepypasta is also 11 pages.
Oh. What the?
Both of these are like serious creepypastas, by the way. I don't think these are jokes. At least from
Oh
what I
my-
can tell on first glance.
God damn it, man.
Okay, we'll do Fighting Creepypasta first.
Okay. Okay. Let me zoom in. The date is XXXX, and then September 7th, 9:23 p.m. Looking outside the window of the cafe, it seemed like the sun had already disappeared. Coyle decided to set up a meetup at Slingshot's cafe, but it seems he planned for the worst possible time to explore abandoned buildings. The worst part is that he hadn't even showed up after 43 minutes. It was almost closing time, and I was very tempted to leave already. It didn't seem like he was replying to any of my messages either. Slingshot. He still hasn't replied? Isn't he usually the one racing in to beat you? Skateboard. Yeah, it's very unusual of him. He's probably been kidnapped or murdered at this point. Slingshot. Sighs oh so dramatically. Shop closes in 7 minutes. If he doesn't arrive by then, he's buying my supplies for tomorrow.
Coyle then materialized out of nowhere and slammed the doors wide open, breathing exasperatedly like he had ran a marathon in between the weights. Skateboard. Dude, what happened? Coyle, don't even worry about it. Anyways, we don't need a plane. We'll just go in now. It's getting late. I was not going to question further now. After all, an abandoned building at evening is a hell of a lot better than an abandoned building at night. Though if he was so afraid now, why didn't he just wait till tomorrow? We said goodbye to Slingshot and headed toward where the building was located. By the time we arrived, it was probably at 9:40 or something close to that.
Coyle decided that we should enter from a ladder that led below into the basement. Great. We climbed down to see that there was shelves that contained very few boxes, some very short trucks, and a ramp up towards the ground floor outside. It seemed as if this was a storage facility of some sort. To store what? I couldn't tell you. Coyle went up ahead with his flashlight and lit up the ground of the warehouse. The warehouse was flooded at the height of the trucks started to make sense. I looked down on the walkable floor to spot a broken piece of a crate near my foot.
Pause. There's like a diagram on here, and I'm gonna show it up on screen of the building they're about to go into. So let me just get that. Okay, here's the diagram that this person made. We got fucking other stuff here too, lazy. Ladder, shelves, metal walkway thingy. Still water, spooked. Trucks, ramp, door, gate to the outside.
Still water. What's the thing with still water?
With still water?
Yeah, everyone's saying still water.
It's just water.
Boy, what you say about still water. What?
Oh
Is
yeah,
this
there's
like-
like a
is this
there's
like
like
a
a
thing?
strain of there's like a strain of like amoeba. I don't know if I'm saying that right. That like infests like still like old still water, and it like literally eats your brain from the inside.
I thought that was found in like lakes in Michigan.
It's in still water.
Huh.
Like dirty old water basically, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the meme. Anyways, yeah, that's the diagram. I just wanted to show you since the author made it.
I looked down on the walkable floor to spot a broken piece of a crate near my foot. It seemed to have a part of a logo on it, though I couldn't figure out what it was.
I took the initiative and walked across the metal walkway and onto the other side. Coyle followed behind and walked further toward the random door near the gate. He broke down the door easily and I followed in. Once in the room, I noticed that the room had technology plastered everywhere around the room. A huge set of security cams on the desk, a large control board of various buttons and wires and cables on the floor like a minefield. I was carefully walking across the wires until I heard Coyle slap something.
Coyle, fucking spiders, dude. Give it a day or a few and I'll be Spider-Man by then. I briefly saw the spider jump off somewhere on his left. I quickly pointed my light on it and noticed that the spider wasn't an average spider. It was metallic and had large circle discs as the replacement of its torso. So I quickly stomped on it and it stopped moving by then. Coyle, for some reason, bent over to press a red button on one of the control panels. Skateboard. Dude, why would you ever press a random button on an unknown control panel?
The gate outside the room started to open, the sound of which drastically contrasts the quiet gray concrete storage facility. Coyle, look, I trust my guts, and it just so happens that they were correct. I made the smart decision to start walking out of the room as carefully as possible. That was when I heard an ungodly screech come from near the ladder area. The sound bounded me toward the ground for a moment. The sound felt as it was grabbing me down into the concrete. Slowly after the shock, I quickly regained my senses and booked it out of the room. Luckily, Coyle had found the button that opened the gate. Unluckily, it was very slow. By the time I could see the outside road appear from under the gate, that thing had already gotten onto the metal walkway. I could hear the footsteps tap on the metal as it slowly got closer and closer. Suddenly, it started sprinting across it. I quickly decided that the only way to get out of the situation was to stun it with my board for long enough until the gate had opened far enough for me to crawl under. By the time that beast had gotten off the walkway, I readied my board and...
Shuriken? Before I could stop it, I'd already thrown him onto the ground with the back end of my board. A shuriken ... Coyle, wow. I certainly wasn't expecting you to do that. Skateboard, what was that? Coyle, well, we planned to prank you with an Aztec death whistle, but now he's fainted and he's probably shattered a horn or two. I'd been so stunned I didn't even know how to feel at the moment. No wonder it took so long for Coyle to arrive.
10:12 p.m. Koya and I decided to hurry home before it became even darker than it was now. I stopped by Slingshot's cafe and used the spare key to open the store. I dropped him off in the storage area's chair and left there. I closed the shop's door and headed back home. I was on the edge the entire way back home. That prank had struck me with terror that I felt to my very core, peeking at every corner just in case of anything. Finally, I made it back home, which felt like an hour of walking through a hiking trail at night. Once I opened the front door, I headed for the bathroom, and after that, I dropped down onto my bed. I've had enough for the day, and I wasn't gonna prolong that. Next day, 7:42 a.m. I'd woken up near 8 and begrudgingly left my bed. I headed towards the bathroom and sent a text to Coyle to see if he'd reply after I'd finished.
This is September 8th, 9:15 a.m.
It's the same day.
Yeah. I sat down in Slingshot's cafe and ordered a vanilla milkshake. Thankfully, Shuriken was better than when I saw him yesterday. Coyle still hadn't responded to my text, which was abnormal. He'd always replied fairly quickly. Maybe he was too busy sneaking into Black Rocky and factories and stealing whatever he could. Slingshot, and let me guess, hasn't responded again? Seems like it's going to be the new norm with him. The new norm? I'm Norm, and I want my old beer.
What?
Oh, Soda, you don't know the new norm? Come on, bro. Get with it, dude. Get with the new norm.
What if I don't want to?
Get with the new norm.
Read the fucking
Shuriken.
line.
He hasn't answered my call either. Maybe his phone fell out of his pocket while jumping over the apartments again. Skateboard size. He's probably busy with other things. It's not like he stays with us every single day. Slingshot. You might as well drop it. Maybe he needs space from your dumbassery.
Oh my god.
Soda, you're out of touch. Get with it.
My fucking playlist keeps pausing. Stop
I'm
doing
out
that.
of touch. You're out of touch.
Next day, 12:15 a.m. It's already. Shut the hell up!
What? You don't like my singing?
No, I don't. It's already midnight, and he's still completely radio silent. Maybe Sling was right, but I still couldn't feel as if something was wrong. I mean, that spider, it was no ordinary spider. Maybe it'd been a part of the security system within the building, or maybe it'd been brought in by someone. It was just too clean. It felt odd. This is like 3 days later. 1:36 p.m. Slingshot Shuriken and I went to the subway station to meet up with Boombox. We all decided to go eat at Jort to hang out at. I walked in and accidentally bumped into a hooded figure. They were slightly taller than me and wore a hood that shrouded their entire face in darkness. Skateboard, sorry. We walked off and I thought not much of it, but the stranger decided it was more of a problem than it was.
Maybe you should watch where you're going, Grounder. Boombox, dude, that's uncalled for. You'd already said sorry. Maybe if you playground scum would stop annoying us all, I'd take your apology with more sincerity than I do currently. Looking closer, the man to have been wearing Black Rock-style clothes, which seemed to have lined up with his hatred of playground. His build was thin and his skin hung onto his ribs as if it was a vacuum sealed. Something else that caught my attention were his magenta-tinted eyes. His gaze was intense, as if it was stabbing me and everyone in the room. I knew when to pick fights, and I wouldn't want to entertain the idea of fighting him, let alone even argue.
Skateboard, look, I think it's best if we all just stop engaging in all this. Shuriken, fine, but you... Slingshot, hand over Shuriken mouth. That's enough, Shuri. Okay, this is 3 more days later. 9:22 p.m. I've gone to Baguio Skate Park to clear my head and occupy the time left in the day. It'd been quite a bit since when I entered. The sun had already fallen, and it seemed like it was time to leave. That was when Coil had finally sent me a text after so long.
So this is like text form. This is like, so imagine like Apple text app. The Coil. Skate, 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 skate. Skateboard. Dude, what the fuck? Where have you been? You've been gone for like a week. Coil. And then it's a picture of the Black Rock symbol. And it says the strong Black Rock would be on top, while the weak. Is that the playground symbol?
Yeah, that's playground.
While the weak playground will fall. Follow the trail. The trail. Follow the trail. Follow the trail. It's cold.
Skateboard. Message failed to send. Question mark? Message failed to send. What kind of hack is this? Message failed to send. Give the account back, you BlackRock fucker. Do not bother. It will not send. It will not send. It will not send. 2.
Coil, Fight Club Pone Alley, and audience is waiting. Whoever had been using Coil's account was using it to lure me somewhere. That place being in the ring. I couldn't say that I wasn't interested. Something must have happened to Coil, and this was our closest lead. Same day, 9:48 p.m. I gathered Sling, Shuri, and Boombox right outside the Pone Alley to face whatever it could be. We went through the alley to find nothing that had the words Fight Club anywhere, till we discovered a pathway hidden by a pile of boards on our right. It was dark, and we tried our best not to make any sounds to avoid any attention. Once we had taken all the boards off the pile, we saw a dim neon sign that read the words Fight Club. The yellow neon was barely lighting the area up, and thought it was weird that it was still working, as the building had seemed to be abandoned.
Once we entered, we saw a hooded figure. He'd definitely been the one to send the message, as the back of the hoodie was a Black Rock symbol. Upon further inspection, he looked awfully familiar to Coil. And then I noticed his arms. They were held together with tubes as long as ropes. He had what looked like bands on his arms. That's when it clicked. It was him, but also not him as well. The person I once knew turned facing towards us. His face was covered in darkness. However, his left eye glowed neon blue, resembling those of biographs he'd always steal, soulless and unnerving. He wore gloves that had claws, and those were just barely above the ground. His right horn was cracked, and the only thing holding them in place was a crystal, not his usual blue ice, but a shiny one, a shiny blood red one. That particularly made me feel weird, as if I saw something just like it before.
Coil, prerequisites are met. Execute order. Coil had shifted into a different stance.
Wrong.
Coil shifted into a different stance. Whatever it wasn't going to be pleasant. We got ready to attack, but in a blink of an eye, Coil had dashed towards Shuri and slammed him into the ground. He seemed to be alive, but most definitely immobilized. Not like it mattered, as Coil approached him and horrifyingly split open his false mouth, which poured out a river of cold, freezing mist. Coil bent over and completely ripped Shuriken's head off, leaving the rest of the body to slowly turn into a frozen, headless statue. Coil had turned to us. His eyes were either a deep void of nothingness or just pure bloodlust. Boombox had rushed in and tried to slam him into a wall, but Coil countered and tossed him up in the bleachers. I couldn't see what was happening, but there I heard Boombox wildly screaming and kicking at Coil. Before his screams were drowned out by the freezing mist, it poured down the seats like a waterfall, and with it came an ice statue of Boombox tumbling down. After he hit the railings, he flew off the bleachers and shattered into a million pieces right in front of the only two people left, me and Slingshot.
Slingshot started to rapidly shoot at him, yet he was barely affected at all. I quickly ran up the stairs toward where he was standing, but he had already pounced on Sling by the time I got up. Sling was trying his best to outrun him, but it was clear that he wouldn't make it. I jumped off the rails and ground slammed him with my board, but he didn't even look back as he finally grabbed Sling mid-jump and he threw him right onto the floor, head first. It was obvious that he didn't make the fall, but Coil wasn't done. He walked over and repeatedly stomped his torso until he was split in half. Oh my god.
Holy shit.
I was the only one left, the only target still alive. I didn't know what to do except run out the doors. Once I almost reached the entrance, Coil had made a mad dash to the door. I tried winding up a hit on him to at least get out of the abandoned building, but he'd already had grabbed my hand. Next thing I knew, I was at the bottom of one of the bleachers. Coil approached, and I knew this was the end. This replica, had killed everyone I knew with no harm done towards it. This was the end.
Skateboard, please don't. Just let me live, please. I couldn't catch my breath, nor could I see Coil clearly through my tears. I hoped that my tears would at least block the sight of everything I would last see, but he seemed to stop. He stared at me with those same blank eyes. He seemed to sort of recover from his bloodlust. Not a single look of care, unexpectedly. He kicked me below and behind the boxing ring. He turned towards the door and started heading out. Right at the door, he stopped as a figure stepped in, a hooded figure. It turns out he was the man they encountered before, as the man had the same voice and the same sickening magenta eyes that stared at him before. CLMK2, an update on your task? The task has been complete. Not bad for a test run. Then again, those fools never displayed much of a challenge either. Now then, help me escort back to the headquarters. I wouldn't want to stay in a place filled with grounders any much longer.
The two left the scene without a single thought of what just happened. The entirety of my life was frozen and crushed in an instant. Everything I knew and loved was gone, just like that. Just like that. And then this is December 18th. This is at 12:37 a.m. It's been more than a month since everything broke down. I always visit the Fight Club to see that wreckage and pay my respects towards the friends I once knew. I never fully recovered from that incident. Every day I wake up to what feels like a trudge through a world of mud. But every day I dedicate my time to train, to fight against the demon that ended it all. I'll get my revenge. Revenge for my friends, especially Coil. Because he's being used for that rock's bidding. I will find you, whoever you are. You will not come away from this unscratched.
That says unscathed.
Unscathed.
Dun dun dun.
Dun.
That was Fighting Creepypasta by Sigma Ohio Throwaway.
Good job.
That was pretty good. I'm surprised nobody has done a Coil 2.0 horror story until now. But damn, they died fucking brutally, holy shit. That was like Final Destination up in that shit. Alright.
This last one is... Oh my god.
Now we have our last story.
We have to... Can't we just act like we didn't mention it and be like, oh, that's it. It's over.
No, we gotta do it. There's a warning for blood and descriptions of possible graphic imagery. This story is 6,200 words.
Oh my god, that's like almost the limit. That's 700 away from the limit.
Alright. Last story. Let's do this. As far as the sun could shine, daylight started rising on the busy streets of Crossroads, as usual. The city was hustling and full of demons, shops were full of customers. The central area was near packed, and the broadcast shined that iconic yellow and purple symbol as Valk and Dom went on the news with today's festivities. Far from the main area of Crossroads lay the shop, seemingly freshly opened today. There laid a tired gray demon, his arm over the counter as he tried to stay awake from waking up so early. It didn't take long for something to eventually wake him up. Boom! A loud bursting explosion arose from outside the shop. The gray demon seemingly jolted awake and slowly realized who could be responsible for that noise. He peeked outside to see a young blue demon that shot himself into the air and was rapidly falling down, trying to ace the landing. To his surprise, he managed to fall on the roof of the store. The gray demon rushed outside to see the blue demon dazed, quickly shaking their head and looking around. They looked down to see the gray demon's concerned yet stern face.
Oh, hey, Dad. Sorry about the crash landing, said the blue demon. The gray demon simply sighed in return.
Rocket, get down from there. It's too early for this.
Rumbled the gray demon.
Got it.
Is everything all right, Soda?
Yeah?
Okay.
What?
Nothing. He quickly hopped off of the roof,
What?
landing
What'd he
almost,
do?
landing almost perfect as he sort of lost his balance mid-jump. I'm sorry about that, Dad. I was just trying to nail my rocket jumps again.
Well, I'm aware of that. But did you have to do it so early and on my roof?
Right. Sorry, Zuka. The gray demon simply sighed and patted Rocket on his head, reassuring he wasn't in any big trouble.
Anywho, Sword should be coming over in a few. And I take it you don't want to be late for whatever you're going to do.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Hold on. He rushed inside Zuka's store for a brief moment, in a rush to grab something from inside. But as Zuka waited outside, he looked slightly up, and from the distance above him,
He could have sworn he saw someone staring right back at him. Someone was watching him, and all he could notice was the figure's torn cloak, white glowing pupils that emanated from its shadowed face. He looked away for a brief moment to call on Rocket, but the moment he looked back, it seemed like nothing was there. Rocket rushed back outside as he simply went to grab his goggles. Sorry, forgot to bring my goggles with me. What's up? Nothing, just wanted to make sure you didn't take long.
oh wait, you gotta do the voice.
I tried. I'm not fucking doing a gravelly Zuka voice.
Nothing. Just wanted to make sure you didn't take long.
Okay.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
I'm not. Okay. He hesitated, telling Rocket what he saw, simply thinking that maybe he was just seeing things. Alright, anywho, I'm gonna find Sword. I'll be back soon. He dashed out, waving goodbye to Zuka, as Zuka just waved back, watching him disappear. Be safe out there, kiddo, he yelled out, promptly
safe
heading
out there,
back
kiddo.
inside the shop to open up for the day. As he left, he couldn't get the strange figure he saw out of his head. Maybe he really was just seeing things.
He just hoped that Rocket would be okay. A while later, a red demon donning an armored helmet and cape is seen wandering around a small spot near a store. He was seemingly waiting for someone to show up, since they usually met around this corner. It wasn't long before Rocket was seen running up to him and tackling him from the front into a hug, which the red demon happily accepted.
Ah, there you are. You were running a bit late this time. I was worried you'd back
Please
out
don't
today.
make that Sword's voice. Oh my
I
God.
just forgot something at home. Good to see you again, Sword.
Always a pleasure to see you as well.
After a bit, they got...
Why are you like mimicking like the Hades voices?
What?
You're reading this like it's Theseus.
Listen, dude, they describe Sword as a red demon donning an armored helmet and cape.
Theseus
nothing
doesn't have
else.
a helmet.
Well, I'm not trying to imitate Theseus. I'm just
Okay.
saying they described him as like this heroic armored guy with a cape, and that's what I'm voicing. They didn't describe anything else. I'm reading this like I know nothing about these characters.
Okay, sure.
You know? All right, good. Okay, glad we got that. Covered. Glad we got that fixed. After a bit, they got to walking and began wandering around crossroads looking for stuff to do. But something weird was off with today. Okay. As Rocket kept noticing something, or rather, someone watching him. First, he and Sword went out to grab something to eat, and upon sitting down to order, Rocket saw something out of the corner of his eye. Something was peering from outside of the restaurant, as there was a figure eyeing Rocket from afar, as its white pupils seemingly stared into Rocket's eyes.
Rocket could barely focus, but after Sword tried grabbing his attention, He quickly snapped out of it. Sword tried to ask what happened and what he saw, but Rocket nervously shrugged it off, claiming it was probably just his imagination. It wasn't long before it soon showed up again, as the two were walking along the road, talking about something, when Rocket quickly caught a short glimpse of someone. The figure seemingly noticed, and it quickly hid inside a nearby crowd as Rocket blinked for nearly a second. Was Rocket seeing things, or was something else going on? After an hour or so, the red and blue demons decided to take a rest nearby, and despite Sword seeming rather comfortable, Rocket, on the other hand, seemed rather antsy. Throughout the day, all he could think about was the strange figure he saw. Was someone trying to find him? And if so, for what? Maybe it was just something he was imagining. Either way, the whole ordeal made him on edge and unable to focus. Sword quickly took note of it and tried to calm him down.
Is everything alright, Rocket? You've been rather paranoid. There's something the matter.
I'm not sure. It just feels like something's been following me around all day. But when I look ahead, there's nothing there. I can't help but feel like someone is following me. Sword was taken a bit taken aback by Rocket's response. But he stood by his side and laid his arm over Rocket's shoulders and smiled.
Don't worry, my friend. I'm sure you're probably just tired from last night. And even if there was someone out to get to you, I would smite them down in the name of sword fights of the heights.
Please just
Look,
read it as
the-
Sloth.
Dude, the dialogue is literally like complimenting the voice I've given him.
Okay.
Rocket, wait, how should I pronounce it? Soth?
Sloth.
That's stupid.
That's how everyone says it.
It's sword fights. It's sword fights of the heights.
Yeah, but no one says the full name. It's Sloth. Like, as an abbreviation.
They should.
That's fucking
That's what
stupid.
it stands for. No, that's not stupid. Fucking Soth is stupid. Are you kidding me?
It's just, oh my god, it's just an acronym.
Yeah. Like an acronym
Yeah.
like that can't really be translated into a word.
You just say Sloth.
That's so dumb. Sword fights of the heights. Rocket simply chuckled at his response, but it did make him feel better. He smiled and thanked Sword for his kind words as they just sat down enjoying the city view. After a bit, Sword excused himself to go grab some more food for him and Rocket. He promptly left, and Rocket was just kind of by himself, at peace by himself. At last, could finally relax after the day. I mean, one, it seemed relatively calm today.
Also, someone brought up a good point. So FNAF is stupid. Actually, it kind of is, lol.
Yeah, it is. Exactly. FNAF is fucking
Yeah, but you
like
call
what?
it FNAF. I've heard
Yeah,
you
'cause
call
that's-
it FNAF.
Yeah, because it's been around
Yeah.
for 10 years.
Yeah, and everyone calls it Sloth.
Who's everyone, motherfucker?
Bro, fucking everyone. You know, Sloth isn't just a fighting thing.
Okay, I've not. First of all, I've never heard anyone say it like that until now, and it's only you. So it's literally you versus like
It's not just
10
me.
million
It is
people.
not just me.
I say sauce too. Okay, all right. So let's say hypothetically, best case scenario, everyone in chat says it. So that means that 108 people say it that way. That's 108 versus like 10 million, and it's also
What?
like, yes.
I'm not saying that. Oh my god. I'm just saying call it by the acronym because they use the acronym in the story. Why are you bringing the full name out?
I'm gonna call it Sword Fights of the Heights, bro.
Okay, so
can't
you're just
stop me.
intentionally being stupid.
You can't stop me.
Yeah, so you're just intentionally you acknowledge you're intentionally being stupid.
I'm not intentionally being stupid. I'm intentionally being right and intelligent.
I don't
Because
think
that's what it
true.
stands for.
I don't think that's true. Okay, whatever. Also, there's a piece of art here, so let me just like take a photo. This is the art. There's a guy in the alleyway. We'll put it above the chat. Alright. There it was, staring right in front of him. The same white pupils that followed him around all afternoon were now focused directly on the young demon. They seemed obscured by their cloak as their face was shadowed, and the bottom half of their cloak seemed torn. Almost every inch of their body was masked. It didn't take all that long for the strange demon to blink back at him, and slowly waved at him. All Rocket could think about was just what was he going to do? He thought for a moment. He didn't know what to do or say. All he could do was just watch. It wasn't long before Rocket quickly jumped from his seat and ran straight for the hooded demon. It was startled and seemingly ran away over the alley walls and blocked behind. Rocket quickly climbed over, following pursuit, not even thinking about what he was doing. The adrenaline got to him and he couldn't stop running even for a second. He had to figure out what was really going on.
Man, I'm thirsty.
This bitch. Okay. Are you done? Chat, do I read Will's line for him?
What?
What?
Back. What happened?
Nothing.
No, what happened? Tell me.
Nothing happened.
No, you said nothing, and that means something happened.
No.
Yes?
I said nothing. That means nothing happened.
I heard you.
You didn't hear.
When I
What did I
walked
say?
in my room, you said something, read his lines for him. What does that mean, huh? You want to explain that?
But I didn't say that. I said
No,
nothing.
you did say that. You said that.
But I didn't.
Alright, I'm holding you hostage. I'm not reading until you say it.
Okay, I'll read it. The demons kept
No,
at it, ringing
no,
across the
no,
crowd and crowds
no,
of demons.
No! No! What happened? Tell me!
Funny soda person able to do backflip? I can do a backflip into, like, the pool. Yeah, I can't do a front flip, though.
What did you say? Stop reading chat. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
What?
What did you say?
I said nothing. I already told you.
I demand you tell me.
I don't wanna.
Do it.
Why?
Because I said so.
The demons kept at it, running across crowds
Hey,
and crowds
hey,
of demons
hey,
as the mass
hey.
numbers overwhelmed Rocket
Hey.
as the hooded suspects disappeared once again.
This is
Having nearly
unfair.
caught up to him, he frantically looked around and noticed the demon climbing onto a building and trying to escape
Whatever.
from the
You're
rooftop.
fine with just reading.
Rocket
You're
took
fine
notice
with
and
just
summoning
reading
his rocket
literally
launcher,
10
rushed up to the
more
building and
pages
shooting
all
himself
to yourself.
into the air.
9
pointing at the
whole
demon.
pages just you. And that's it. It's just you reading 9 whole
want me to
pages
read
of
it?
11 of 11. I mean, unless you tell me what you said.
I can read it all. I don't care. I know you can't.
No, yes, I can. I totally can read the rest of it. Is that a
I'm
bet?
fine with reading like all 9 pages.
Is that a bet? You think I can't read
I'm
the
not
rest of
making
it
a bet.
myself? You just said you can't. You don't think I can read the rest of it myself? Is that a bet?
I'm not making a bet, no.
Challenge accepted. I will now read the
literally
remaining 9 pages by
Okay, I'm
myself.
leaving this call. I'm leaving the
What?
call.
No,
Bye-bye.
why would you do that?
Bye-bye.
No, don't do it. If you
Are
do
you
that,
gonna fucking
I'll never finish my fighting story.
Dude, you didn't finish it already. We're not doing another one of these.
Well, I'm like halfway through it, but I'll never finish it.
Okay.
But you're supposed to care.
I mean...
You're supposed to care!
Can you fucking read already? God damn.
You're actually the fucking bad guy of this story. I'm
the bad guy.
literally the victim. I'm the victim. I'm the fucking victim. Whatever. You know what? I'm doing it in serious plant for now
Okay.
on. No, actually, it's a lie. I'm not doing it in serious plant. The demons kept at it, running across the crowds and crowds of demons. As the massive numbers overwhelmed Rocket, as the hooded suspect disappeared once again, having nearly caught up to him, he frantically looked around and noticed the demon climbing onto a building and tried to escape from the rooftops. Rocket took notice and summoned his rocket launcher, rushing up to the building and shooting himself into the air, landing on the roof with the demon. It tried to make another run for it, but Rocket quickly tackled the figure, desperately trying to pry off the hood. In their mass tumble, they both fell and crash landed into a pile of junk from a nearby apartment. The figure was quick to recover, as they got back up and ran to a nearby closed-off area in the distance. After taking a few seconds, Rocket got up and saw the demon slip through a certain fence nearby, being hidden due to the surrounding nature overgrowing the area. Rocket haphazardly got up and rushed over to the fence, trying to pry it open so that he could fit. After an attempt or two, he managed to open it wide enough, but upon entering, he was met with a rather big and overgrown forest, trees covering the sky's blue light, and the pathway getting deeper and darker the further he looked. Something in his gut told him that this isn't a place he should stick around for. He went so far for a demon, just for himself to get away. And after he stuck around it for any longer, he would have been in massive trouble.
But something else inside him wanted to finish this business, once and for all, with whatever energy and courage he had left. He stepped into the ever-growing forest, hoping that whatever was in there wouldn't come for him next. As Rocket entered deeper into the forest, every step he took, he could feel the forest getting darker and darker. It was strange. He'd never seen this part of the outskirts of Crossroads before, or at least he'd bothered to check. It was quiet, a bit too quiet, eerily quiet for such a large forest. As if there was... What?
What? Nothing.
As if there was As if there were barely any living creatures that inhabited the place. But something was off. He felt someone was watching over him as he went deeper. Some kind of presence insinuating that he wasn't alone. And that something greater was lurking in these overgrown woods. But thankfully it wasn't long until Rocket found himself in some sort of open area. It was a river that was flowing from a nearby rushing stream. There was quite a lot of free space inhabited by flowers, grass, and some sparse overgrown trees. Similar to that coat, the woods, the strangest thing by far, was the sky, as it seemed to be setting rather early ahead of schedule. It made no sort of sense. He couldn't have been out for that long, had he? Rocket took some time to adjust to his surroundings, especially taking note of the insides of the forest in case something was out to get them. Although it seemed for a bit that Rocket had lost the strange demon, and was unsure of what path he'd even went down. It was fairly certain he was lost. It seemed as though the entire chase was worth nothing at that point. Now he barely had a way to get out.
You want to tell me yet? What you said?
What?
You want to tell me what you said yet?
Oh my god, are you still fucking on that?
Alright, here's
Jesus
what's gonna
Christ,
happen.
are you fucking 9?
Here's what's gonna happen. I'm going to now read the rest of my lines in a Nagito Kamaida voice until you tell me what you said.
I just said I'm gonna read his lines. Holy fuck.
That's all you had to do. That was it. So it wasn't nothing. So you're a
Okay,
liar.
so you're like actually 3 years old.
Hey, you could have avoided all of this by just telling me what you said when I asked you kindly the first time.
Cacti, you're actually a baby. I agree with Kitty Graph.
Yeah, I'm a baby, but I'm a winner.
You're not a winner. That was the most pathetic thing I think you've done this stream.
Pathetic? No, it was heroic because you were the villain of that bit.
No one was thinking that.
I was thinking it, and that's all that matters.
Okay, can we just go with the story? We're not even halfway done.
It wasn't long before a sound was heard. Rocket perked up at the sound of leaves rustling at the distance. At that point, he was too scared to go any further. So he pointed his rocket launcher at the noise, seemingly slithering to the right as it kept lingering. I know you're in there, whoever you are. Come out now, and I won't blow you up. What do you even want from me? The demon slowly looked up directly at Rocket and saw his fearful expression. He looked around and stepped out from the bushes and into the light of the clear area, his body still covered by his cloak and his face still obscured. The demon slowly took off his hood, revealing his once obscured face to Rocket. His pupils turned a normal black, and his face containing a scar line etched across his face. Its horns were chipped and seemingly losing color. As one of the horns was starting to crack, the demon just looked at Rocket blankly and simply said, I'm not your enemy. Please, just don't shoot. It's best for the both of us that we don't attract any more attention. What do you mean? Look, I don't mean to cause any harm, all right? I was just trying to have a look around. I haven't exactly had the time to really travel this far out.
He was confused. The same demon that seemingly stalked him from afar didn't seem all that malicious. Even then, he still had his suspicions up. He knew something was wrong with that demon, and he wasn't going to trust them just yet. How do I know you aren't just lying to me? How do I know this isn't some sort of sick prank? Relax. I'm on your side here. Just try and work with me. I only followed you around since, well, I haven't really seen anyone noticeable around there. You're one of the first people that caught my eye. Well, that and you, gear, was it? Strange. Did he not know what gears were? Yeah. Do you not know what those are? Well, I do, but it's kind of hard to explain. And what do you mean by that? The demon hesitated for a moment, but in the midst of the answer, a bell could be heard deeper in the forest. It echoed from afar, and the hooded demon seemed to turn into a face of shock upon hearing it. It didn't say anything else. All they could have done at the moment was booking it into the forest. What? Hey, wait! Rocket rushed up to grab him and pulled him back, but in the midst of his grasp, the other demon grabbed a sort of dagger from inside of his cloak, slicing near Rocket's face, opening a wound near his cheek leaking with blood. The demon used the opportunity to escape while Rocket covered his face with his hand to stop the blood. A near close call, but they still managed to get away.
Rocket took off after the demon, pushing through bush after branch to catch up with them, desperately trying to keep up with him. He saw the demon exit into another clearing, but Rocket tripped over the rocky road that happened to be near the exit. He stood up trying to catch his breath, shakingly standing up as he hid behind the tall bushes, and he saw what appeared to be a town. It seemed dystopian in a way. The small town, town had quaint little naturistic huts. This is the Hobbit. Holy shit. The people with the big feet.
Yep.
What's his name? Where's Elijah Wood?
Frodo?
Where's Frodo? Yes. My boy Frodo. Frodo's goated. Almost all of them were being made out of the same plastered walls and hay bale roofs. And the roads were grassy, being covered in dirt pathways. The sky seemed to still be drawing its sunset glow as the people came out from their homes. As they focused on the bell's incessant ringing, Rocket stayed hidden among the bushes and watched as multiple demons made their way to the center of the town. Something was off about them as well. Their horns appeared desaturated, as if their color was slowly being drained. They appeared to be tired and somewhat sluggish, as some of them even had bags under their eyes. Their bodies seemed to be covered as well, as long draping robes hid their bodies. They seemed kind of similar to the strange demon's cloak, just not tattered and ripped. It wasn't long before another demon stood up to the middle, and they looked rather similar to the other demons. But as the demon removed their hood, it revealed their face, showcasing what appeared to be burn marks seeping through their face and near their eye. Their horns were small, but had cracks and broken chunks, much bigger than others, as well as their hors being a dark, desaturated
I think
yellow.
that's supposed to say hordes.
Well, I read what it said.
Okay, you gonna finish?
Oh, there's more. The demon went off on something about audience. Wait, oh, attendance, not audience. That's not what that says. Attendance. Counting heads one by one, Rocket noticed the demon from before rushing from some kind of hidden path. They rushed over to the group of demons, hoping they wouldn't be caught, but
Why is this
also
red?
it's because the text is yellow.
Oh, I see. Okay. You're late. Odd. And just where were you? I was just hunting. Is that all? You know we can't afford you running off on us, you know. You weren't sneaking off to that village now, were you? Look, I was just... They were quickly interrupted by the other demon as they simply glared at them and grabbed their hand. I've already told you, we can't afford you just leaving us like that. We all know it's safer here for everyone. There's no need to go anywhere. We provide everything for you. You have no reason to leave. If you keep this up, there will be consequences. Understood? The rest of the crowd seemingly looked at the both of them with mixed expressions. Some were just staring, while others seemed worried and in distress. Whatever was going on wasn't any good. Yes, sir.
I'm done doing the Nagito voice. I'm done doing- The yellow demon let go of the cloaked one's hand as the cloaked demon returned to the crowd with his head down, just trying not to get in more trouble. The leader seemed to just be doing a sort of checkup, counting off every demon that was in the crowd. The names sounded off. Hardly any of them were recognized by Gears, but instead their names seemed off. They were passed as numbers, each demon being called by serials 56, 12, 31, and it just kept going. Not a gear within any of them, or at least none of them were present. After a few or so minutes, the meeting was over and everyone went back to their scheduled homes. Rocket spotted the cloaked demon heading further down the village, seemingly tried to sneak off somewhere. Rocket followed, hiding behind the forest that surrounded the village, and eventually spotted him heading inside of a strange shack of sorts. It looked old and dark with moss and vegetation, seemingly rooting the bottom of the structure. They looked around and simply went inside.
Rocket tried to sneak out of hiding to take a peek inside, but whatever windows were present on the shack were boarded shut. Looking around, he saw one window that seemingly had enough of a crack through the boards to see. Glaring through the crack, he saw the demon taking off his cloak, fully revealing his scarred face and chipped horns once again. They rolled up their sleeves, showing one of their arms seemingly scarred in a certain area, perhaps of burns or of scratches. To his left, there was some kind of board as multiple strings and pictures hung on it. Some of the pictures seemed to be of the forest, others the village. Wait, what? Others the village, but one of them seemed familiar. A tower in the back of one of the pics caught Rocket's eye. It seemed sort of like Flipside's tower. Had been to the Crossroads before? How long have they been watching Crossroads for? Rocket tried to lean inside a little further for a closer look, but accidentally stumbled over his foot, crashing into the wall and alerting the demon inside as he rushed out to see Rocket on the floor.
He looked up to see the demon, and without a second thought, rushed him inside the house and promptly locked it. Rocket could barely understand what was going on as the cloaked demon threw him into the floor, quickly checked outside, and angrily turned to him. as he scolded him in a hushed voice.
What are you doing here? You can't be here. It's too dangerous.
I was only just...
You have to go now, before the others find you.
I'm not leaving until you tell me what the hell is going on. The demon paused for a moment, looking down at Rocket, noticing his scar, and his rather confused yet upset expression. He was still holding onto his face as the blood was leaking from his hand. He was covered in leaves and branches from hiding and running nearly all this time. He went all this way, whether by impulse or genuine curiosity, but still he was here. He had to at least tell him something.
Fine, but you really won't like it.
I mean, at this rate, I'm ready for anything you've got.
The demon simply sighed and went to the back of their shed. They rummaged through the junk to find a first aid kit, bringing out gauze wipes to hopefully deal with Rocket's wound. They sat back down and just looked at Rocket as he began his rant. It was a long time ago. This village had existed for as long as we had lived. Demons who have migrated from busy lives of crossroads for a much simpler life. There was even a neighboring sister town off of the east. For a while we carried on doing our best living out of the city. It wasn't too bad, but eventually, one day we heard from the other town about some kind of strange occurrence. Demons were being subject to all sorts of chaos as the village was claimed to be haunted by a horrifying spirit. Certain citizens would go on rampant paths of destructions and violence with their gears, from tearing down the forest to wrecking others' houses and even other demons. They claimed someone was talking to them, provoking their instincts, causing them to act in such a manner. The whole village was terrified, myself included, but something never sat right with me. Something like this just can't happen out of the blue. So, what did you do?
I decided to investigate. After all, this went unchecked. So, well, we could have been next. For a few weeks, I've studied the outside of the village for any sort of sights, but nothing ever came up that proved the spirit was even real. It wasn't until I decided to go straight to the source of the problem near nightfall, I headed to the very village that this entire saga started with. But when I got there, it was ruined. Houses were abandoned. The place was covered in debris, and no one was anywhere to be found. They must have fled after all that they suffered.
What was the point of even going there if the place was just up and abandoned? The demon was patching up Rocket's face with gauze. Gauze?
Gauze, yeah.
Gauze. To which he promptly looked to the board.
Well, I unfortunately wasn't alone that night. Someone else had seemingly snuck around for quite some time.
Who? They walked up to the board, unpinning a photo which was taken seemingly that night.
Take a look for yourself.
They tossed Rocket the picture. Upon closer inspection, it appeared to be a photo of some strange green entity. It stood tall, looming as it peered behind the trees, but the photo's hasty blurriness made it hard to identify all the details. The one thing that could truly make out from it was a sharp, glowing green smile. It took Rocket a small moment to realize who the figure was, but to no luck, couldn't remember his name. Who is that? Darkheart. He froze for a moment. A Sva? Responsible for such a mass incident? Then again, he was a rather strange and unpredictable deity, but it seems so strange. How are you even sure it was him? His magic was strong. A presence like that would send any sort of demon into distress. Besides, he was always one to pull all sorts of pranks and tricks to unsuspecting victims. A mysterious one he was.
As soon as I got my findings, I ran out of there as fast as I could. I shared my results with the rest of the village, and it was a mass reaction of disarray and fear. It wasn't long before the whole town revolted against Darkheart, praying that he would never come near their village and infect them with his chaos. It wasn't long until the village became tightly packed, controlled by hate and fear for the deity's doings. One demon even suggested they got rid of their gears. Then, they would have nothing for Darkheart to use against. Many demons were reluctant,
But one by one, each gear was destroyed to further prevent the chances.
Can't they just respawn them back? Kind of defeats the purpose of breaking them.
Oh, they made sure of that. No demon was allowed to respawn a gear under any circumstances. Those who did would have faced dire consequences.
Like what? The demon looked down with a seemingly distressed expression. They seemed reluctant to tell them, but with a heavy sigh they confessed.
Used to have an old buddy. Firework was her name. She was, for a lack of a better term, the only normal one remaining after the entire town's frenzy. She and I would share our interest in figuring out
Frenzy?
what was even going
know
on
that
in this forest. She was one of my only friends, one I could trust, but she was rather passionate with her beliefs. She would constantly go against the village's rules in hopes that they would understand how pointless it was to be so afraid of something pointless. The village did not take lightly to that. One day they had enough of her antics and, well, they seemed reluctant to finish their sentence as they looked down, struggling to find the words. Rocket tried to comfort them, but they put down his hand but still held on. Well, her gear wasn't the only thing that broke that night. The village leader had enough of her antics and demanded an exile. An exile I had to watch, every last second. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's fine. It's fine. So, what happened next? He happened.
With her now suffering from the actions of her ever-decaying village, it finally struck the notice of him, aka Darkheart. We all saw his presence. I, for one, had enough of his antics. I foolishly tried to fight him, but to no avail. He thought it was all but a silly joke for the first time. Simply, just wanting to watch from afar the power he had over demons. Yet, he had no problem turning members against each other, causing a near extinction of our sister town. We tried to argue against him, but he saw everything. He saw what happened to Firework and her undeserved fate. Disappointed with the result, they could have had a great time if the village hadn't reported to such dire acts. Darkheart punished us all. He had trapped us in some sort of loop. I'm not even sure how long this loop has been going on. I'm starting to lose track myself. As the power inside of us withered and rotted, the other demons, including myself, slowly began to lose our color. Citizens grew tired and strained, and they seemed as close-minded as they were before. It was just a mess. Each and every day we decay, as our magic slowly fades, the curse and the only thing keeping us from eternally rotting away forever. Every night it becomes harder and harder to protect myself from what curse has been bared upon them. I was a fool to tell them all. I put them in danger. I tried to help them, but it was my wrongdoings.
Their voice became shaky, as simply just recounting these memories was hard enough to carry. Tears began to slowly flood their eyes as they clinged onto Rocket. They haven't had anyone normal around to listen to him for a long while. Rocket looked down at the demon as it sobbed and shaked in dismay. He simply just tightly hugged them back. They were slightly taken aback by the sudden hug, but they slowly hugged him back, starting to calm down a little. Wow, you really went through a lot, huh? You were only just trying to stop everything, but it just kind of, backfired. You know, you kind of remind me of her. She was such a nice demon, passionate, confident, scared, but would risk it all for the thrill. She sounds like a really great friend. She truly did. The demons seemed to have mostly calmed down, wiping leftover tears from their face, and warmly smiling at Rocket. I appreciate you for sticking around. No problem. Kind of awkward time, but I never really caught your name. What was it? Well, I can't exactly remember. As far as numbers go, I'm number 8, but for some reason, Leader just refers to me as Cloak. Do with it what you will. Oh, that's alright, I'm Rocket. They simply smiled. Suddenly, they reacted rather sharply to the outside. It seemed to be getting dark, which caused Cloak to panic. Fuck, it's getting late. We probably should get you home. I should be able to sneak you out while everyone's asleep. Sounds like a plan to me.
Time passes by and the village falls oddly silent. Seeing that everyone finally went to bed. As night began to fall, both demons snuck out of the shed from the far side of town. As Cloak tried to guide them near a spot outside the village grounds, as Cloak put their hood back on, he told Rocket to stay near him at all times and to not interact with any members outside their house, as it would be dangerous. Rocket agreed, and they began their escape. It was an eerie kind of quiet, as the only things you could have heard were the bugs chirping in the night and their own footsteps. Cloak tried leading Rocket down a path which they used to get to crossroads safely in hopes of returning without getting caught. It wasn't too long until Rocket had something catch their eye. He stopped dead in his tracks to notice a stray demon outside on his knees. It seemed to be one of the villagers. Cloak tried to guide him away and sneak past, but as soon as they tried to get away, snap! That's what it says. It says snap.
Rocket had stepped on something, causing the demons to notice. They both ran and hid from the unsuspecting demon, but upon noticing closely, the demons looked rather off. Their bodies seemed withered, their horns almost fully voided of color, as their eyes became droopy and spiraled as their eyes were an eerie green. They slowly got up, seemingly having trouble standing, started walking near the two's hiding spot. Cloak dragged Rocket away as they ran straight for the way out. Rocket tried to keep up but fell behind soon, turning around to witness more and more demons bursting from their doors, each demon looking more and more decayed as their magic began to fade on this very night of suffering. The force which controlled the curse began to come alive, as it was desperately trying to stop whatever outside forces came here. As it tried to send out the demons to swarm Rocket, they all groaned and cried out, "Help us!" as their voice became more and more strained due to their energy being so low. He tried to get up, but was quickly overrun by the stumbling walkers. They all groaned and growled as they tried to pry through Rocket's attempt to escape. He tried to summon his gear, but kept getting overwhelmed by more and more incoming demons. They kept trying to claw at his face as the crowd grew more and more delirious, as villagers from all over began to wreck the place once more. He grew more and more panicked, fearing he won't be able to make it out from this. As he closed his eyes in fear, someone came from behind and stabbed one of the demons off of Rocket, as it fell to the floor, trying desperately to stop the bleeding and crying in pain. "Come on, we gotta go!" yelled Cloak as he picked Rocket back up and ran off into the forest.
It was hard to navigate the forest while so dimly lit, but Cloak seemed to know the place like the back of their hand. While Rocket tried to keep up with him, he simply had more questions than when he first got here. They reached a clearing to stop and breathe. While Rocket was near out of breath, he took an opportunity to ask Cloak, "What the fuck are those things?"
Those are the villagers.
"What happened to them? Are they okay? Why did they try to kill me? I don't understand."
Calm down.
Is that why you said it was hard to survive every single night?
Unfortunately, yes. This is what I meant by the decay and withering. Slowly but surely, everyone here became a victim of the night's harsh magic, causing us to turn into that.
Then, how come you haven't turned yet?
You could only repress it for so long.
Rocket began their body starting to twitch as they gripped onto their arm, watching it slowly start to decay, similar to the demons back at the village. It didn't take more than another minute to hear the pained and agitated groans of the incoming villagers.
We must hurry, come on.
Right.
They both continued their rush to the other side of the forest. Rocket managed to keep up the pace this time, while Cloak slowly lost their speed due to the curse still lingering in their body. Still, Rocket did the best he could and helped drag Cloak all the way back. It wasn't long before they both reached the familiar point where they had just met. The same flowing river that crossed through, and all the beautiful flowers that grew were all still here. "Just go straight down, don't go anywhere else. You'll be bound to find the gate there." "Got it." Rocket quickly turned to leave, but turned his back at Cloak, simply just standing there. "You aren't gonna come with me?" Cloak simply sighed and stared at him while still holding their decayed arm. "I'm afraid not. This is as far as I can go." "Why?" "It's too dangerous for me to leave the curse. After all, I was what helped start it. for it is my price to pay. Besides, someone here has to take care of the rest of the poor souls still trapped there. Like me, someone has to keep them safe and in line. Will I ever see you again? They simply chuckled and smiled at Rocket once again. Maybe so, you've given me quite the reason to do so anyway. You're quite the great friend, Rocket.
You too. As the growls came back once again, Rocket knew he had to go, so he decided to speed up the process, finally having enough proper energy. He summoned his rocket launcher, hoping to fly over the rest of the forest and make it back to safety. Guess I'll see you around, Cloak.
Same to you, Rocket.
Nagito Komaeda waves goodbye, tears in his eyes. The villagers seemed to have caught up to them, so Rocket had no time to waste. He quickly blasted himself in the direction of the way out. Shooting high in the sky, he caught one final glimpse of Cloak as they pulled out their dagger once more, fending themselves off from the horde and leading them back into the forest. Rocket flew over many trees and got a rather beautiful glimpse of the moon, until it was soon interrupted by him crashing into something as soon as he hit the ground. He seemingly landed to a pile of junk nearby the outside of the fence. He grudgingly got up, shook it off, and focused solely on getting back home. He booked it to Crossroads, pushing through the somewhat crowded civilians of the night, trying to recount the last place he was. He soon reached a benched area where he and Sword previously were, but to no surprise, he wasn't there. Guess it was a straight shot to Zuka's workshop.
After all the turmoil he had been through, he still managed to muster enough energy to make it back home, or at least try. Back at the workshop, Zuka and Sword remained there, worried that Rocket's disappearance might be permanent. Zuka was all sorts of stressed out, while Sword tried to calm him down. It's been hours. Where has he even been all day? Now, Zuka, let's not lose faith. I know Rocket is as smart and strong of a friend as he is. I'm sure he'll turn up eventually. I hope so. The sulking was quickly interrupted between the two, as a familiar yet tired face walked through the door, out of breath, with his face wound now shown clear, and seemingly still in shock after all that happened today. Zuka stared in disbelief and instinctively rushed to Rocket and pulled him into a big hug. Dad! Thank Illumina you're alright. Both of them were just happy to see each other, and Sword happily joined in on the group hug. Rocket finally made it back home, much to a rather distressed Zuka. Where in Illumina have you been? Sword told me about how you disappeared, and we looked for you everywhere. Dad, it's okay, I'm alright. What's the scratch on your face? It's a bit of a long story, but you better tell me anyway, because you're in a lot of trouble, Rocket. Yeah, I know. Zuka slightly lightened up and patted Rocket, but it made Rocket think, would he really see the cloak again? Will he be okay? Rocket didn't question it for too long. After all, he was just finally glad to be home once again. Maybe someday he'll meet them again. Someday. The end, LOL. Dun dun dun. Oh my god, that was so long.
It was okay. I don't think that was worth it. It was kind of just like a big info dump. Like,
I thought that was
bro yapped for 7 pages.
Alright, well, with that being said, that is the last story. So, this is the last campfire stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until
No more
next
Creepy
year.
Pastas. Until next year, unless we decide to do something else.
Yeah.
Alright. The next stream will probably just be like a normal modeling stream or something. I can finally work since I have my new computer. So, yeah. Alright. I'll see you later, fellas. Thank you for joining the stream.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
Bye-bye.